It is a Friday night. It's Late Night Siege yet again. Welcome back, everybody. And of course, joining me as always is Devmarta. How are you tonight, man?
Good. Yeah, got my cup of tea. Got two mates to play some Siege with. So, yeah, doing pretty well.
Sounds good to me. And you did mention you've got two mates. That means we have another mate with us. As you can see, he's sitting there nice and calm and collected, smiling precisely. It is Diesel from Wildcard. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, boys. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Very good. I want to know, where's the ventriloquist sitting behind you? Like, somehow managing to talk without moving your lips at all. I'm very impressed, mate. Now, we got a very special guest, Diesel. A very well-known player in the Rainbow Six competitive scene within the Australian and New Zealand region, from Wildcard. Now, you've been playing in the Six Masters recently, and you guys have just secured that first place. So, Raven, we're really treated here. We've got a really knowledgeable pro to show us some tips. So, Diesel, I just want to say, thank you for coming on. It means a lot.
Thanks for having me. It's
Dream come true.
I'm just a normal dude at the end of the day. I just play video games for a living, so I'm very lucky. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, for those people that don't maybe know a lot about you, and for people that want to learn more about you, maybe just give us some insight into what you do with your team. And I always love to hear your path to Siege. What really got you to this point?
Well, yeah, my path to Siege. I never really was like a big video game. I just played like any other normal person, but my parents got me a game on December 2015, I think it was, like for Christmas, on the PlayStation, and I just played it with my best IRL mate and just fell in love with it and played it more and more, and I was just like really thought I was like understanding it, and then I started watching the esports of it, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. I just couldn't get enough, and knew I was just gonna save up enough money to buy a PC one day and really trying to give competitive a go, and it's just crazy. It's crazy what's happened since then, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it gets a bit emotional, doesn't it? And it's taken you some serious places. And all this started when your parents bought you Rainbow Six Siege back in 2015. Am I right? Your parents bought it for you. That is nuts.
Yeah, they just got it for a Christmas present. They were like, what can I get Kyle for Christmas? Just some PlayStation games. Like, that's all it was. Like,
have you thanked them just consistently for that?
We actually had a talk about it like a few weeks ago. It's like, I wonder if you guys like, I don't know, like you guys got me onto this. You guys got me this game for Christmas that year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
talk about a serious investment. They've just paid money for this game, and you've made a bit of a living out of it. You've traveled now. I mean, you can tell people actually about your experiences. You've been to Japan and Canada now, right?
Well, yeah. I joined the team back before we picked up by Wildcard. They were orgless, and we got picked up by Wildcard Gaming and North American org. And then with that team, we qualified for the Season 9 Pro League Finals to go to Japan, which was insane.
Season 10, actually.
Oh, sorry, season 10. Sorry, yeah, you're right. I can't even remember. And yeah, the Six Invitational, which is the biggest event of the year in Canada. So going to those two countries was just literally mind blowing, especially at 18. Just doing it through something that I enjoy. So that was really insane.
Had you traveled much before you went to Japan and Canada to play video games? Had you actually traveled much before that?
Yeah, I went to Thailand for just a family holiday twice, but I'd also traveled to just around Australia, and then I went to New Zealand and then Romania for snooker, which is what I did before this. So.
What? This is news to me.
Me too.
So were you like a child prodigy snooker player?
I wouldn't. I just
you went to Romania for it though.
Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like we did have a chat about this once at APAC finals.
Yeah.
One of the hotel parties. Yeah, and it's coming back to me now. I remember.
I wasn't a prodigy. I just really enjoyed it. I put a lot of time into it, and I was very lucky. My parents had to support me to go to those countries, but they did it. And yeah, I went to Romania for the World Under 21s when I was 14, and it was just insane. Went to New Zealand same year for the Oceania, and yeah, I got a lot of good memories from that. So yeah, that was insane.
Wow,
yeah, that's nuts, dude. It runs in your blood then to be competing internationally. And also, I mean, snooker, I guess it makes sense, right? There's a lot of physics involved in snooker that you just process on the fly as you're thinking about it. It kind of makes sense with Siege as well. You're thinking about angles and strategies and a lot of that. I think it can be very physics based, so it kind of makes sense that it translated into this.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really know what happened, but it's just what happened, I guess.
Well, I think snooker's and I mean, I don't know anything about snooker, but I guess it's a combination of, mental, you have to have that skill and knowledge of how everything works. It's also mechanical skills, so there's a lot that translates, I guess, over to Rainbow Six, where you got to have both of those. So, yeah, you played on PlayStation, right? Your parents got you Rainbow in 2015. You played basically since launch then, because it came out, it was November 2015, I think.
Yeah.
So you played since launch on PlayStation, but at some point you switched over to PC and got into the esports scene. What was that process like, kind of just going from being a guy who's just been playing it for fun out of the gate to actually trying to give it your all and become really competitive?
Yeah, I just basically just kind of figured out what a good kind of setup would be, just to try and get a decent performance to hopefully improve my play. And then I think I got my PC in January of 2018, if that's right. I don't remember. Really, it should be 2018. Yeah. And I just played. I just tried to learn the mechanics, kept following the esports scene. I was still underage at that point, and was doing school and stuff. So I was just just playing it as a hobby and just followed it because it was an interest of mine. And then when I finally turned 18 and the time was right, I just knew the way to get noticed was probably not trying to be some fancy mechanical player, but just really try and demonstrate comms and knowledge of the game through YouTube videos. And I got noticed by a couple of teams, and was lucky enough to get on a pro league team for that season. And then just after half a season, got into the team I'm on now. So yeah, I was pretty fortunate, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool story about how you actually got to be in the pro scene. I only really found that out before the show. We were talking about it. And I think that's a really cool way to get noticed, and it makes so much sense. And it's good that people are going to learn now that it's not all about just maybe being a ranked star until you get noticed. It's actually about demonstrating your knowledge for the game at that level. Also about your entrance to pro. Sorry to bring this up, but I mean it's not like it's all been bells and whistles and you started well. I still remember your first pro league game.
Oh yeah.
Exothermic charged yourself into oblivion.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
We used to call that doing a diesel.
Yeah, if you were just to not know anything and just look at our play, like, yeah, Taboo was definitely not up there with the good teams of the scene, I'd say. But you know, like, I just like tried to work on a team as much as I could and tried to hopefully show good traits to the better teams out there. And I'm very thankful that Ethan kind of looked into me and started talking with me, and just, yeah, we eventually just agreed, and he gave me the opportunity to play in that team, and yeah, it's been good.
It's funny you mentioned Ethan, because actually he's in chat, surprisingly. And he's given us a tip off saying that you still use controller, Diesel.
Yeah, only when I miss. I'm just like, it's just because I'm on controller if I miss. So that's what's happening there. If I ever miss, it's just because I'm on controller, boys. So yeah, that's all that is.
I might actually use that one in my own games, I think, from now on.
I like it.
Sorry guys, had the controller. Cat was on the
plugged
keyboard.
in the stick around. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
So Wildcard, you joined the team when they were called Orgless. You got picked up by, as you mentioned, big American organization called Wildcard, and you are now a professional player. Like, it is your job. It is your day job.
Yeah.
And you're part of a team that's had so much success. As you mentioned, you went to 2 international events, and you guys are currently sitting at the top in the local Oceanic League as well. But I'm interested to hear a little bit more from you about what do you actually do on that team? Like, what is your role? How do you fit into that team? Because I think a lot of people who play Rainbow Six, they don't really realize there's maybe a lot more depth to the different kinds of players you have than people might realize.
Yeah, so I basically just play like hard support on the team, really, and I play hard breach on attack, and I just basically anchor on defense or play like a heavy utility up, I guess, depending for most of the time. And then I'd say, yeah, I just really focus on my communication, and I think really try and help enable my teammates around me, and just really make sure we're hopefully progressing through the round well, and, you know, doing what we need to be doing. And yeah, that's where I try and input the most, because I know that's my biggest strength probably. And yeah, that's just basically what I try and do as a support player.
Yeah, one of the most underappreciated roles as well in R6. I think it's actually starting to get more appreciation than it used to, because I think people just talked about it a lot more. But yeah, I think one of your most iconically remembered roles is your smoke or mute plays, just that SAS shotgun in general.
Yeah.
Is there something about those operators that makes you feel comfortable?
I mean, yeah, I always kind of used to play. I really just like that those operators, just because of the shotgun, just constructing the site. I've always just really been a fan of that, making sure, like, I'm a bit OCD, so I just kind of like to make sure the site's constructed the way we need it, you know, have the rotates we need, the holes we need, you know, just making sure everything's kind of done like that. And I've always just kind of liked that role, so I was playing that even, you know, I liked that role kind of before I even started playing comp, and just, yeah, started playing it when I was in comp, and yeah, I just really liked that role, so yeah.
It's my favorite role too. Wasn't it what you played at a time as well, Raven, when you played in pro?
I was quite the smoke main for a little while there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a few different roles throughout my
boys.
time, but yeah, quite a bit of smoke. It's good fun. I concur with that completely. Like, making the rotates, just getting all those setups, and then just even able to play like those tight corners, and you bait in like with footsteps, or you play sound cues, and peeking out and smacking someone in the face with the shotgun does feel pretty good.
Yeah.
What we were going to talk about today was 2 things. Like always, we're doing a map and an operator. Now, we chose not to do smoke as much as we would have loved to get it from the smoke main himself. We already did mute a few weeks back with Warden, so we thought it'd be nice to kind of cover something a bit different. And Diesel, you were keen on doing Maverick, which is a really prevalent operator in the professional scene, and one that I think a lot of people in the casual scene, maybe they could learn a lot about more effective ways to use it and that they can implement into their own gameplay. So we're going to talk a lot about Maverick. First, we're going to talk a lot about Villa as well, which is a professional esports map. but it's also in casual and ranked as well. So I'm interested, before we jump into the game and start going over Villa, is there anything you wanted to like touch on about why Maverick and why Villa tonight?
Well, I suggested Maverick because I was just thinking of kind of roles I play myself, in competitive and with my team. And then, yeah, if we can do smoke, I just thought Maverick was probably the best person to try and give tips on because his gadget has, a very unique use and you need to know what you're doing to be able to use it effectively. So hopefully I can, hopefully give some tips to everyone and just try and, I don't know, clear up any things like people didn't know, or just I thought it would be more interesting than maybe Devmarta or Urbana. So yeah.
Cool. Is.
Shall we start jumping in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. I will get lobby set up.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to switch this over to the in-game. And we're going to do Villa first through a custom game. So
you guys want to be on attack or defense? Is there one that works better for you?
Thoughts, Diesel?
If we're just going over the sites, I don't think it really matters, but I could just play, we could just start attack and go over the sites we want.
Cool.
I don't think it should matter, right?
No.
It doesn't matter, no. You want to start sides, Dev?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was busy looking at my operator menu.
Classic.
And I was reading chat, someone mentioned Border. What's Border? That's not really a map you guys play at all, is it? Wildcard.
Border, I don't know what that map is. Sorry, I don't know what that map is.
Do you reckon, off the top of your head, Diesel, when was the last time you competitively played Border?
I have never played Border in competitive.
No
as a
way.
player. Yeah, like... So yeah, I mean, like I said, we used to scrim it all the time when I first joined the team, but I don't know, like, I don't think I was the reason we didn't play it either, and they were playing it before, so I don't know what happened. They just, actually, I can't remember. Oh, actually, I think I did play a border game actually on Taboo against VSTS, maybe, but that's ages ago, so who knows?
That's a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go just block so we can open stuff up if we want to, yeah?
Yeah, I've got smoke
definitely.
as well. There's cool. Extra. I've got Aviator games, just so you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So why not what we do is let's start by going over some call-outs for different areas and then move on from there. We'll start with Aviator. So Diesel, do you have any specific tips to do with the Aviator games room bomb site from an attacking perspective, from a defensive perspective? Do you have any idea where you kind of want to start with this?
A bomb must be located and
So, yeah. Basically, defending on AVG is a really strong anchor site, depending on how the rest of your round goes. So you definitely gonna have like a strong anchor presence, maybe with 1 or 2 operators, depending on how you wanna extend the rest of your utility and play the rest of the site. Because what a lot of people tend to do is spread out the rest of the second floor and go play stat and trophy side, but
So it's a bit of a balance for a defense. You want to have a bit of roaming and a bit of anchoring as well.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
why don't you start by showing us some names? So this is study here, is what it says on the little compass thing. Do you want to go through some other callouts like the bomb sites and such?
Yep. So we call this study, and then this is one of the bomb site rooms. We call this plane. Although it's called Aviator on the compass.
Thanks for destroying all the actual planes, so I can't show.
Yeah, well, I had a tip lined up for later with the planes, but hey, you can still see their bodies on the ground.
Yeah. Destroying the planes is a good goal, I think. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, we call that plane.
All right. It's faster than Aviator, I guess. Vault.
Yep. Vault's kind of the connector between the sites, although, as Raven's done, you should definitely have some kind of line of sight or rotate between the 2 bomb site rooms here.
Yeah.
As he's done. So you have like an actual connector, but then you have the soft wall in between. This is games. We call it games as well on our team. So, and this is the other bomb site room. So yeah.
Cool.
That's the actual bomb site itself. And then this is the adjacent hallway to games. We call this long. And I guess
Right.
we should go this way.
Yeah,
Wait.
sure. Well, did you want to do this top area here? Because if you call this long, because this is all called classical hall right here, and like this area at the top here is called main stairs, even though this isn't a stairs. Do you have a specific call out for this part of the hallway?
Yes, so we call this Tom's, and
Tom's.
basically the reason we call it Tom's is top of main stairs, abbreviated
Oh.
to TOMS, Tom's. I think Ethan came up with that one back in the day, so yeah, so we call this Tom's, top of main
Nice.
stairs, and then we call this main stairs or brown. Either's really, we call it either, basically.
Alright, cool.
So yeah, you definitely want to have distinguishable callouts between the areas here, because it's really important to know kind of what, like it's very important, like they're very different parts of the map compared like to the bomb site. So
If you say there's
Yeah,
someone
very cool.
Tom's up here, that's very different to saying there's someone in classical hallway who could be all the way over here, for example.
exactly. We also call this corner book. So
Alright.
if a team was attacking from the side and you know say they're pushing book, that's
Means
kind
there's
of this
one over
corner.
Right.
Yep. So that's because of the bookshelves.
Cool.
And then yeah, so we split up the hallways here with long leading into 90, which is kind of just this whole area.
Mhm.
And then this is short, just to break that up and give more accurate callouts.
Nice.
When
Yeah,
we need
because
it.
on the compass, this is all called classical hall, so it's better to just distinguish that. So you've got long, you've got 90, and then short.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, cool. What do you call this? Tours, top of red stairs?
No, we call this landing or just top red.
Okay.
We basically call it top red because we actually call the staircase itself heaven.
Okay.
So this kind of staircase is heaven, and then obviously like leading down to the basement would be hell. So we have heaven and hell there.
Right.
So yeah, so we call the actual staircase itself heaven, and then just this bomb site door and this little area. There's a little skull statue here, so we call this skull,
Cool.
and this would be skull door.
Skull door. And do you have a call for this spot right here where the door is for vault? Because I know a lot of people tend to kind of plant in this corner. You have a call specifically for that?
Yeah, if we're in a game and someone's planning there, we'll just say planning vault.
Right.
Everyone kind of knows what you mean. And to go over the plant spots, the other common plant spot is kind of here on this, what we call it a map. So we say planning maps if someone's
Cool.
planning there.
Nice.
So
All right. Well, I feel like that's the call outs for this side of the map. We can go over when we do the other bomb site, we can go over the ones on the north side. So why don't you give us, what are the main things to know attacking or defending here on this bomb site?
we'll start off with attacking. Basically, there's two main ways to attack this bomb site. You could either, generally, as a coordinated 5-man push, you wanna one of the sides you can come from is study side. So you can rappel onto the balcony or spawn, kind of drone in to study into Tom's, and just kind of establish control there. While you're taking this, you'd want to be either entering below or having drones below, even set drones to just make sure you know below is not occupied by any roamers that could potentially C4 with info or flank up brown or main stairs onto you. So that's generally.
When you mention the C4, it's pretty important to know where you can and can't be C4'd. It looks like Tom's is indestructible here, so you're safe when you're on Tom's, but not so much in study itself.
Yeah, definitely. So especially if you go to hard breach this wall, whether it be Thermite or Mav, because you have to physically stand near the wall, you want to make sure you're not getting C4 from below, because that would spell disaster for you around, as hard breach on this map is very important. So that's generally why you want to have info on your below. If not, occupy it yourself with maybe 1 or 2 people, and then also take study and Tom's, hopefully work into the side. Yeah.
So are you thinking of that hard breaching these study walls as a priority if you're going for this kind of attack?
Yeah, so if you're doing a predominantly study attack, you want to be basically getting the games walls open. You don't really want to be getting the plane walls, in my opinion, because
So don't get these ones here, just get these ones here.
if you're doing a study attack, yeah. because if you open them and then you're trying to like work on this wall, you're just giving them an angle to kind of crossfire onto you. So
let's try to imagine like if you're trying to move into here now, there's so many places inside of plane that they can peek you from and in vault as well. So you've got to be careful there.
yeah, so you basically just opened too many angles that's working against you there.
All right. So would you open the left side or the right side? Would you use like a Maverick or a Hibana? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, you generally, I mean, I think Abana's the best hard breacher on this map, and you generally want to try and get the left wall open.
Okay.
Just closer to the actual bar itself. And then once you have that angle established, you could also try and get the wall at long open. Kind of on this corner. But then if not, if you don't get this wall, kind of just pressuring this hallway in general. And in order to pressure that hallway in general, you should be having a person repel 90 as well, like the 90 window. That's very important generally when attacking this.
So from a defending perspective, there's like a pretty good position around here that you can play and you can kill people who are kind of going around book, but you're exposed to this window, so that's why it's important for the attack to be over here.
Exactly. So that's why I say AVG is kind of a strong anchor site, but also a strong. You need a good balance. So you're not necessarily playing in sight, but you're playing close to the site, denying a very important piece of the map if you're playing 90, because you could deny long for your team and just let them focus on maybe the study wall if that's open. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Did you have anything specific about defense you wanted to show us of this site? Like you mentioned roaming and anchoring, like is there anything, like maybe reinforcements? Why don't we go over reinforcements first?
Well, yeah, you want to be, just as a basic setup, you generally want to be doing just most of the exterior walls of the site. So
two here.
These two to study, then the two games to study walls, generally you want to get done. And then most of the time you just want to be reinforcing all the long walls really. That's going to rack up to 8. And then vault is definitely a wall that should be reared. That's 9. And then you kind of have a free rear to play with, but depending on how you want to extend on this side, if you want to take rears, the statue side, and kind of spread out your defense that way, you could generally take rears off the long walls, kind of more in the inner, and go move them over there, but yeah, it just depends how you want to play it.
I think one thing that maybe if people don't reinforce these walls, you've got to be careful of that 90 window. There's actually a lot of damage that they can do from that position, and same with this vault wall over here.
Yeah, definitely. If you go to take the rear off, definitely would have to be the south one, not the north one.
15 seconds left.
Just for that kind of angle, as you mentioned.
That round went really quick. I feel like you probably have more stuff you want to say for this site. If you want, we can go over it more, or do you want to move on to the next objective now?
Down to one friend.
Yeah, we can quickly go over maybe, just like if a team pushes from master side, clearing across.
Yep, cool.
Generally
Oh, nice 2K there, Raven. Nice.
Yeah, it took all of my energy, bro.
It's all that pent-up aggression. So we spawned at Ruins last round. Do you want to spawn somewhere else?
Are we doing Aviator again, or?
Oh yeah, we could spawn Fountain. Imitator, kind of a clear.
Yep. Yes, we're doing Aviator, I think. Raven, did you go Aviator?
Oh, I did.
Cool.
I didn't choose an Opto, so I might be Alloy.
That's fine, I'm Buck. Don't worry about it. So having another look at the map, that north side is obviously the top side of your screen. South is down the bottom where Ruins is. Where would you recommend spawning for most of the time, or does it depend on the situation?
It kind of depends on what push you want to do with your team.
Located and defused.
As we're going to show you, like if you want to clear kind of from master across and get more horizontal control from the north side, this is basically where you should be spawning with your team.
Okay.
And just coming out of spawn, just rappelling up to the master balcony. And yeah, so especially if you're hard breach, you want to be saving your drones off spawn and picking them up, so you have 2 in pocket. And you basically want to be live droning kind of your entry players your soft breach players into this part of the map.
So why don't we go over the callouts quickly? This, what do you call this, closet? A walk-in?
We call this walk-in. Yeah.
Walk-in, okay.
So that's walk-in. We call this master.
Nice. The bed.
Which way do you want to go?
Whichever, up to you, mate. Yeah, it's this way.
We lead into bathroom. We kind of just
Stick with
yeah.
the
We just call
calls.
this. We just call this bathroom, honestly.
Yep.
And then this is astronomy. We just call this astro, just to shorten it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is astro stairs down here.
Yep.
And then you have 2 main rooms, which is a bomb site later on that we'll go over. So this is statue.
And do you call it statue in game, or do you shorten that more, or?
Yeah, we call it stat.
Stat. Okay.
Or kind of interest stat.
All right,
little.
and then this one over here on the map, this is called trophy. Do you call this trophy? There's a crazy, creepy-looking deer, stag, I guess.
Yeah, we call it deer. Just,
Oh, you call it deer.
Yeah, we shorten it up to 1 syllable, so we call it deer and stat.
Okay, cool.
Make sure it's nice and quick.
And here's one I hear a lot of different things on. What about this room right here and this room right here? They're kind of like little connector rooms into top red and long, short. Sorry, what do you call these?
Okay, so we actually have probably different calls to what a lot of people use.
Yeah.
Because these trophies, just like the heads of like a wolf and a boar, we call this heads.
Yeah.
And just because this is the opposite, we call this tails. So
Right.
that's what we call this.
Okay.
I love heads and tails callouts. My favorite.
Like heaven and
Yeah.
hell as well.
Yeah.
But
Because you
a
can
lot
use
of
those on
people,
multiple maps.
yeah, exactly. Reusable callouts is well, callouts that are really identifiable. First of all, are really like basically callouts you want, so people know exactly what you're talking about straight away as soon as you say it. And reusable callouts is good as well, especially if they are identifiable in the first place. So yeah.
Nice. All right. Sorry. Did you want to go over the roam clear from master again? We just got distracted doing callouts.
Okay, so yeah, so basically the other way to attack AVG is kind of the way to shorten it up by saying it. Just Aviator Games is AVG.
Yeah.
Basically a team will drone their entries in, kind of clear this side of the map,
You have located a
and
bomb.
then they'll head up to around landing and around short. And the reason people kind of do this kind of attack is planning in plane is generally the easiest site to plan in, just because of the access this kind of door has onto the site, just kind of the angle it's on. It's pretty easy to deny on most of the plane. So yeah, this is a pretty strong attack that a lot of teams like to do. You generally want to take short and 90 control as well while you're doing this. And the reason for that is if you can hard breach the vault wall, it's a good anchor position to deny. Say if a C4 or a smoke was playing there, they wouldn't be able to kind of C4 or smoke or peek off the vault door depending on the control you have. And yeah, and another important part about this attack that attackers need is if they want to go for a maps plant or a vault plant, which is generally the 2 best spots to plant, they're going to need study control, or at the very least to deny study. So you'll see a lot of teams in comp kind of repel on study or kind of try and hold study while they execute, just so no defenders kind of coming through study and trying to look onto these plants. So yeah, that's generally how the attack goes.
On paper, it seems pretty simple, right? You just enter master, drone in, start making your way through these rooms, and then get to site. But there obviously it's not going to be that easy. If there's someone who's trying to fight you, you have to kill them if they're trying to roam and shoot you towards master. And there's also the chance that someone might be sitting here on the red stairs, which you guys call heaven. Or on Astro stairs. So what are you going to be doing to kind of just be wary of any roamers being a bit of a hassle?
Well, yeah, as you said, it's definitely easier on paper than it is in actuality. But because Villa is such a big map and it's very, it's very map control dependent. This map, I'd say. So having a flank watch kind of operator would be good in terms of gridlock or nomad. So you could kind of just maybe air jab or gridlock your red stairs and astro flank. In saying that, it's not just to put them down and ignore them for the rest of the round. That's the flanks covered. But generally, a kind of flank watch tool to help with your pushes is good, just because you need to focus on sight. So you don't want to be losing the whole round by one roamer just getting behind you guys and being annoying for your team.
Right.
if not those two operators, you could get drones and try and maybe flick some flank drones. But yeah, it really depends how you wanna, what operators you wanna bring, how you wanna hold the flanks, kind of thing. And
So-
yeah,
Let's say I'm solo queuing and I see that I'm playing Villa. I'm probably going to be attacking Aviator. Maybe, you know, don't have teammates who are talking. What operator are you probably going to be picking to make sure that you can either go for this master push or go for this study push?
okay. Well, if you're solo queuing in matchmaking, I would definitely say maybe trying to bring like a Thatcher or just some utility to maybe help with getting the wall open. Hopefully, your team wants to play a hard breach. And I would probably try and get them to try and coordinate a study push, as that requires less map control overall.
So it's a bit easier, a little bit less. It doesn't take as much time if you just want to go for this study push.
Yeah, definitely. Study push is definitely easier to kind of set up, just based off of, like, the amount of map control you need is not that much, and it's generally pretty easy to watch the flanks, so there's just one staircase, and then yeah, just knowing about below for C4s and whatnot.
Cool. So you want to use your Thatcher to make sure there's no bandit batteries or electroclaws or mute jammers on these walls. And then maybe help, or let's say you're playing the Hibana, it's going to be your job to open up these walls, maybe a Maverick, etc.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And
Cool.
just trying to find picks with your team, I guess.
Nice. Anything else for Aviator?
Just quick defender positions. So yeah, I'd say Villa's kind of a balance. Oh, well, this site's kind of a balance to play onsite and offsite. So if a team were to do a study push, if you were, say, extending your resources and holding this part of the map, you can then use that in your favor and kind of play around Skull Door and landing. And this is a really strong position to play to hold the plane door for your team. If maybe they need to watch their breaches open, or they maybe need to watch their long. So kind of just playing, so like using the map control you're holding and just kind of using that to help your team cover like an important doorway onto the side. And then saying that another way to counter a study push, we kind of went over it before, is if you could retake 90 as a defender, and then you could just peek when the time is right, you could get picks on the long for your team. So holding those two positions to counter a study push is good. And in saying that, when teams are doing a master clear across, like I was saying before, study control is imperative for the plan and plane. So if you're a defender and you can hold study, that's really strong for your team, because if you play around this door, you could peek on the skull, you could kind of peek to stop the plant with your team,
Right.
pressuring, getting teams going from the side. And also holding long, if you manage to play at toms, and if you know someone's maybe holding a study to a point where you can't really contest it, maybe you could watch long for your team, and just, yeah. So you just want to be coordinating with your team, like saying what you're watching really, and just using the map control to your advantage. And yeah.
So yeah, from a defensive side, it really does depend on what kind of attack they go for. If they ignore study, then take advantage of that and use that to make sure they can't plant at the vault door. And like, you know, in the opposite, if they're not taking map control on this side, then you can maybe play around here and be a little bit of a nuisance if they try and go for a study push.
Yeah, definitely. In conjunction with your side anchors, and yeah.
Cool. Now, Raven, which one is the real Raven?
15 seconds.
Well, I have skins on, so accountable for me.
Not a true alibi main.
Seconds left. You're exposed. Friendly, last operator standing.
I deserve that. Oh no!
You've been eliminated.
Scared me, dude.
I wonder if I would have killed you because it's 200 health in the custom.
Oh, yeah, actually, I don't know if I tested knives.
I'm pretty sure knife is always one hit.
Might be.
Alright.
So, statue and deer now. Do we spawn fountain?
What are you doing?
Yeah, we'll spawn fountain.
Alright.
So again, there's kind of two ways to push the site. Again, depending on what your
Locate a
team
bomb.
likes to do, wants to do. But we'll start with the easiest one. Just kind of a master push.
5
When they
seconds
get up there.
before insertion.
It's similar to study in that you generally don't need a lot of map control. It's very accessible from the windows of the balcony. So
I know there's a lot of spawn peaks here. What would you be doing to worry about spawn peaks if you spawn in this position?
okay, well, depending on where you get your cam, maybe you can listen for glass breaking or a window getting opened or whatnot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the hard breach, because you should be saving your drone, so leaving them around maybe the staircase, ready to pick up and go rappel. If you hear anything like that or you're just cautious, I generally wouldn't walk up these stairs actually, because a pretty common and popular C4 spawn kill that's becoming more and more popular these days is just it lands right here.
Yeah, right.
When people run out the walk-in window on the balcony and just yeet it.
Yeah.
Completely into this position. So
Yeah.
I'd say go out the right side or go through the left side.
Okay.
And when you come out the right side, just aim up the balcony. Where people could run out of the windows onto the balcony, just aim it up, head level. Just if anyone's outside, you want to be punishing them for trying to spawn kill. You should always be watching spawns coming out of spawn. Or watching spawn kills coming out of spawn.
Oh, I forgot my drone. I'll meet you up there.
Alright. So yeah, basically, you want to be droning your team in if you're the hard breach, generally.
Yeah.
Walk in, master. Devil drone me in. Roles reversed.
Closet is clear. There's one in master. Don't kill him though.
So yeah, you just want to make sure kind of master and walk in are clear upon entering, of course, and bathroom. Also, again, like study, you generally want to know what your vertical situation is. So either getting a person down there by live droning them in, or having set drones downstairs just to make sure you're not getting C4'd upon entering, or just anything that could potentially harm you or push onto the site. People below shooting up through the floor, getting C4'd, etc.
Yeah, so this leads down to like dining and that kind of area, and so you really have to worry about like a pulse or a Valkyrie or someone with a C4 and maybe some information gathering. So maybe it's quite important that you look for like Valkyrie cameras or evil eyes or bulletproofs in this room.
Yeah, definitely. That shelf is a common spot. Also, this shelf here, a lot of people like to put echo drones on.
Nice.
Matchmaking.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you just need to look for cams, I guess.
One other thing is, I know from this window right here, like if I just come straight up and smack this window right now, I'm actually exposed to that door over there, and someone might just shoot me. So do you have to be a bit more careful? Would you aim in on that? Would you try to just enter from the closet? What about this window over here? I know there's kind of a lot of angles that you can be exposed to on here, including all the way across in the study window as well.
Yeah, so generally if you're getting master uncontested, you want to be hopping in the walk-in window, depending on what the bathroom situation is. And yeah, playing on this window, as you said, as, well, I guess, just a quick call out that we didn't mention, we call this door bricks.
You have located a bomb.
Yep.
Just because of the brick floor, and
Yep.
probably one of our better call outs. It's really distinguishable,
Yep.
in my opinion. And yeah, so that door obviously leads onto the site, so the defenders generally play pretty aggressive on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely want to be holding that with some kind of, person actually holding that on your team, or maybe an air jab from Nomad, or just something to just kind of help you contain their aggression if they're playing really aggro on the door.
Nice.
And yeah, hopping in walk-in is generally the best play. If people are playing in bathroom, you want to be breaching the walk-in wall. Get line of sight onto them.
So from here, like I'm actually safe here because this is brick, and then you can open this wall, and that all looks all the way into Astro and onto Astro stairs. So from a defender, you probably want to reinforce this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, generally this gets reinforced on a trophy stat. So yeah, it's worth actually hard breaching that most of the time.
Okay.
Because if teams are reinforcing that, in theory, they should be trying to use that reinforcement to maybe try and play aggro and get some peeks into bathroom and master. So yeah, you definitely want to nullify that. And yeah, so if you're doing a master push on trophy stat, you kind of want to just establish yourself in the rounds. Get your team around you, make sure your vertical is fine, so you can hard breach this wall generally. Depending on what hard breach you are, you need to figure out if if say your thermite, if there's a bandit playing there, if that's just banned and there's a Cade there, what you guys can do to get the wall off. If you're Mav, of course you just Mav the wall, making sure your below's fine. So yeah, you just need to kind of figure that with your team, depending on what operators you picked, and just work on getting this wall open as a team.
Yeah. Now Raven's made some holes
another-
above. Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's another really big threat on a lot of walls in Villa, right? And what would that be, Diesel?
I guess, yeah, if there's holes over the wall, your wall or your hard breach could get impact tricked. If the defending team's trying to do that, or some teams like to throw C4s over if they generally have info on the master. So a lot of things you need to be really careful on this map, actually. Yeah.
And maybe a way to help with that, if you see that, you could throw a little flashbang over the top. Did I actually flash you?
Yeah, it's like right at my feet.
There you go. So maybe just might suppress them a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like if there's a bandit tricking, maybe you're playing a thermite. If you're thermite, burning the ADS on the other side of the wall and maybe nading when you go for the thermite, so the bandit can't actually trick the wall, or whatever hard breach you have. Just figuring out what the counter that is and if you can get the wall open or not. What you need to do to get the wall open.
So would you put 5 people all coming from master side? Because I feel like there's a lot of choke points here at the bricks door and at the Astro door. Like, what if there's a defender playing in here? How are you really going to be able to deal with that? If there's someone playing, you know, over here or over here, maybe they're doing something dirty with a couple punch holes in this cabinet. Like, it seems like you're all coming from one direction if you just go master.
Yeah, definitely. So this ties in with actually getting the wall open itself. You just buck that.
Yeah.
So bucking this side of the wall is generally, or not bucking it, but getting this side of the wall open is basically the one that's important to helping you guys kind of move into Astro, which is the room you're talking about. When you do a master push, it's like basically the room you want to be taking in conjunction. The reason getting the wall open is so strong is, as you said, you're going to have people playing in Astro kind of maybe with a shield back here or on the desk and have a pretty strong angle into the bathroom door, and that's a choke point. So with your team, you're probably going to want someone rappelling on Astro window to make sure they can't play close to the bathroom door, maybe with a pump, a really strong position if that gets countered by that. And after you've got all the angles held, holding the angle through the breach onto rotations in and out of Astro, all through this kind of line of sight, this long line of sight.
So you can sit kind of all the way back. In fact, you have a little bit of cover here if you go crouched.
Yeah. And basically, just, you know, you're stopping people from maybe peeking from this door into your Astro window rappel or holding the angle on the bathroom. So getting the wall open is really important for that. We have a call out for this area as well. It's really important. We call this crafty.
Why is that?
An old member of the community back in the day, but we kind of just use it as like a filler.
Okay.
A filler term to call out. So yeah. Anyway, so you got all your angles held. Maybe you want to nade from bathroom door onto the person on the desk. Maybe you want to go below with your buck or your ash.
Let's have a look at that.
Ash.
Actually, you can.
Yeah, let's go down.
And this kind of vertical play here onto Astro can actually be used from defenders as well to prevent anyone pushing up the Astro stairs. But if you're a Buck or an Ash and you open some of that, it's going to be very difficult for someone to play back here. And if, let's say, you have someone at the bathroom door at the same time as your Buck or Ash goes below, this person in the corner is probably going to get really scared and run off, and it'll be a free kill for whoever is sitting at that door over there.
Yep, at that door and at that window. So definitely a way to get the pick there.
And my favorite thing to do whenever I'm playing this side on defense is open up a little hole here with a shotgun or even just with your SMG, and you can see if anyone gets to the top of that little brick area there. Yeah, Raven, you go down. You can kind of see if someone tries to push up the stairs as well.
Definitely. And then yeah, and then you have Astro control. You want to be taking it with your team, obviously being careful of
15 seconds.
certain angles in a stat and certain angles in a deal. But well, I guess we'll go over it next round. But just to top it off.
Yeah.
The strong angle. But once you have Astro control, you have strong angles into deal, which generally denies the plant. and
Time expired.
well, not that that's the plan. Deer has strong line of sight in the stats. Sorry, so planning in stat when the defenders are in Deer is generally quite hard. So once you take Astro, you can kind of try and kill the people on site and kind of get a plant going. That's kind of out of line of sight of the rest of the defenders wherever they may be. And yeah, that's basically how that attack works.
Yeah, maybe you can show us some plant spots and then maybe some tips on defense as well. Like where would you be planting in the site? How would you deny plant? And then maybe we could even go and think about it from a defensive perspective and like, what are you going to do if these attackers do the kinds of attacks we're talking about? How would you prevent that from happening?
Locate and defuse a bomb.
Yep. No worries. So we'll just go back up. So yeah, when your team's doing a master push, it's also a good plant spot for another reason. So you take a master, you've got the wall open, you've worked on Astro, you've cleared Astro as a team, you've got your team into Astro. If there was anyone playing maybe in stat around this kind of area, around the statue, which we call the statue twins, because
There's two of them.
it's two statues.
Alright.
So this is a pretty common position for defenders to play, so you need to watch out for this when you're
Bomb
attacking.
has been located.
But generally, once you take an Astro and you've got the pressure from Master, you can generally get the picks on the side. And then if your team holds DL, so maybe if there's a roamer trying to come back to site, trying to enter this doorway, they can kind of hold that and hold the tails door. That's generally where you want to be planning, and you want to be planning here on
Bricks,
at
yeah.
Bricks, which is also a hard floor, and you don't have to worry about getting C4 from below late rounds.
But
And
there
you're
are still
executing.
positions where the defenders, if they're in trophy, can kill you. So, like, what do you do if you want to plant there, but there's defenders over here? What's the best way to deal with that?
Well, if you've taken through Astro, you need your team to
Right.
kind of
so-
frag. Just
Right.
get a pinch going onto the side. You'd probably be at brick store, just holding the angle if they try
Yeah.
and move based off their pressure. So yeah, that's how that ties into it. You want to stop that line of sight from deer onto stat. But another plant spot you could use, maybe the RAN hasn't gone right, or you have a different plan in mind. Maybe you have smokes, and they don't have a maestro or something. If you actually smoke, maybe here, and either on this side as well, or maybe the tails door, smoke it up to just break line of sight from deer. You could sprint in, and another good plant spot that's generally pretty useful is planning at the bomb here.
Yeah, and that's
Just
actually
because-
really hard for me to see you there.
Yeah, just because there's no actual line of sight, and defenders would actually have to use utility, maybe a C4 or a smoke to throw and deny this if they haven't retaken the stat, as Raven's shown. There you go, that's getting it
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah. Those are basically the two main plant spots. If your team's kind of just fragging up and you just kind of rush on the side and kill everyone, maybe just planning in an off spot, if the defender's trying to retake, depending on what the position is. But yeah, those are your two main plant spots, generally at the bomb and bricks from Master Push.
Alright, so is there anything else you wanted to show for this site, defense, or anything else?
Well, like AVG, if you want to go for a more map clear, map control kind of take onto the site, you could work with your team from study side and go across. Again, like the AVG push. Once you're taking this map control, you need to deal with any roamers, any utility that might be in your way. Once you've got the map control, you need to carry your main stairs, which is that direction, a flank later in the rounds. Also your heaven, your red stairs flank. Just like the master push across for ABG, so indicate your flanks. But say you've taken all that map control, you've got yourself at the tails. If you want to do this push with your team, you also want to be occupying master, either by denying defenders to be in there. Say if you send someone over to just play in the balcony, similar to how you need to send someone over to hold the study
Right.
on a master clear for ABG, just because if defenders retake master and they're holding an angle on the tails, it's very strong to deny entry into site. You could also, I would only do this with a Barna. If you send your Barna master side, you could try and get the wall open here again to deny line of sight
Yeah.
onto this kind of connect here we call crafty. And then yeah, so if you're trying to do that kind of push, this is basically where you want to be planning twins. Just because if your team's holding the entry back in a side and master's denied, there's not a lot the defenders can do to actually deny the plant other than just trying to take gunfights and peek into angles your team's holding. So yeah, again, you need to worry about the vertical denial on this, as this wall is soft. Oh, this floor is soft, so yeah. So like the master clear across AVG, it's probably a bit hard to do in matchmaking. I wouldn't advise it for maybe like a ranked stack or a solo cure especially on this map. I'd probably just stick to a master push for trophy stat. Just keep it simple, less map control. Try and coordinate things easier with your team.
Cool. Is that all for this side? Do you want to talk about the next side?
I mean, that should be all. I can't really think of any.
One thing about Astro, which is kind of not related to attacking the site directly, but there's always a good drone spot you can get in here, which is up on the rafters
Oh, yep.
to watch flank.
We can do the little pipe off for it now.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways up there.
There's definitely some inventive drones you get on this map to watch flanks, maybe just get information, but this is a very dirty one, as you said. If you flick into that dev, you can just see what that shows.
I watched you get up there. So my favorite one that I always do, I get the same spot, but I just come up a different method. So often if my, in the prep phase, I'll come up the Astro stairs, and then come up here, one jump, onto here, two jumps, he jumps onto the flag, and then you can actually just like jump or walk up, and we can have our drones cuddling. There you go.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of detail on the drone. Wow. You can actually see all the little cameras and stuff on it, and the little lights. Wow, I can even see the screws in the wheels. That's
Braven,
amazing.
you can't see that.
It's
I don't
amazing.
see anything on that camera.
You gotta check the stream, mate. Wow, I never appreciated how much detail there is on the drones. Cool.
But, yeah. Oh, that's a good drone to get.
Lovely. Now everyone's gonna shoot my drones in ranked. Alright, do you wanna... Oh, hell, I got one more tip for this site, and this is usually... Oh, I shouldn't have broken the window. Oh well. Right off of spawn, if you have a little bit of extra 20 seconds or so, instead of just going up from the master rappel, I like to run around the side here, and you spray down this window, and you take out that camera right there in Astro. And you can also come around this corner and take out the default camera just around the next corner as well on that white pole. And then you can go back to master, but it just takes an extra 20 seconds and you get two cameras that you might not have otherwise gotten very quickly.
Yeah, I think it's always good to try and take out any defaults you can from outside as well. I think that's
Yeah, definitely.
a highly rated thing. Maps like Constant, for example, you can do that a lot.
Yeah. That's right.
You can jump on top of this thing.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think you used to be able to get on these black boxes as well, but...
That'd be terrifying. Well, that's cool. Alright, kitchen.
Yeah, sure.
Hey.
Hey.
Friendly mission.
Stop
I'm just
that.
evening it up, alright. There's actually a bit of recoil in the skeleton key. Didn't even know. So what kind of operators, let's say you're attacking kitchen, what sort of operators do you think you're going to be bringing?
Well, you generally gonna want to bring your hard breach on all sites, as it's useful in all scenarios really on this map, like every other map really.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
If Thatcher's up, Thatcher's just incredibly strong
10 seconds.
in the current side of the game, so you can never really go wrong with Thatcher.
5 seconds
But
before insertion.
definitely, if you want to attack this side, you're gonna need soft breach.
The mission
So,
is to locate and defuse
like
the
a
bomb.
buck, like you're playing right now, or a sledge. Generally, two main candidates, or just maybe breach charges on another operator. And it's just kind of useful operators with utility. After that, IQ is generally always good. Spotting out valve cams and I guess we should go into the site first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We haven't done callouts.
Yeah.
I did see a comment way ages ago. How do you deal with a Monty on Villa? Have you got a quick answer for that?
Well, yeah.
Bomb has been
Or just a
located.
Monty in general. You just want to bring operators that counter him, really. Legion and Smoke are the main counters to a Monty. Clash is also very good on this map because it's generally really spread out and it's like long hallways and whatnot. So Clash is really strong on this map, and that all counters a Monty really. You just need to, especially a Clash Smoke combo. If you slow the Monty with a Clash and then Smoke.
We haven't talked a lot about this yet, but we mentioned some vertical C4s. Maybe that can also help if they're going top floor.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
Let's get
all of
callouts.
this is-
We came through here
Oh.
first. Let's do. This is laundry on the compass. Is that what we call it?
Yep, that's what we call it. In Wildcard, we call it laundry.
Yep.
This is called dining on the compass, but we call this kind of little area here, we call this music because of the record player.
That
here.
Raven
Normally
has
plays
destroyed.
music. It normally plays
Sorry,
some
my bad.
some fat tunes. And then this whole room's dining really.
Yeah.
A call out we've started using for kind of the arrangement of furniture here is just Tetris. It's actually
I love that.
It's actually been a really good call out, really identifiable. We had never really had a call for it, so yeah, we call this just kind of arrangement here Tetris. If someone's playing one Tetris,
Very nice.
maybe. So this is one of the bomb site rooms, and then the other bomb site room is kitchen.
Do you have different
we just-
callouts for different parts of kitchen? Like, is there where the fridge is over here?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we just call it kitchen if someone's like the whole room. This is the island, so just like the kitchen island.
Right.
This is the fridge corner. So if someone was playing it, I'd say, oh, he's playing at fridge. And then leading into here, I think it's called on the compass. This is China because of the fine arrangement of China in the cabinet.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Why don't we quickly do the rest of the bottom floor because we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, sure.
So what do you call this hallway and staircase?
Okay, so this is Astra stairs, but this kind of zigzag hallway, kind of all this area, we call the Zulu.
Right.
It kind of looks like a Z, I don't really know, but
Oh yeah.
we just use Zulu kind of as a filler word for callouts
Yeah.
on our map. We call this backstairs.
Right.
Let's call that on the compass, just nice and simple.
Nice.
We don't really have any specific callouts for the basement. I don't think a lot of teams do.
It's just so big.
Yeah, I definitely think that is a rarity.
Yeah, definitely. Leading into this room, we call this mud. It's called on the compass.
It was actually your coach Silex who taught me that this is called mud, and I assumed it was just like a made-up call, but it's literally on the compass because a mudroom is where you put your shoes when you enter, so that you don't get mud through the rest of the beautiful
I
house.
felt like I was in the Discord when Silex was having that painful conversation with you. So
I really learned something that day.
Yeah, because people call this bikes, but we have another room we call bikes, and it's just like, it's mud, man. Like,
I think
I mean,
it was
again-
because I called this bikes or something that initiated this confusing conversation.
I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is living. This whole massive area.
You call the whole
Um,
thing living?
No, so we break it up. We just break it up into two halves, so we call this lowers.
Right. And then there's the three steps to uppers or something?
Yeah, uppers.
Nice.
So we just break it up into lowers and uppers. That's generally all you really need.
Okay.
And then we call this little washroom here, we call this private. We do that on a lot of our maps. So the English bathrooms, we call one private, call the other one public. yeah, we don't call the upstairs bathroom public on this map, but we still call this one private.
Okay.
And I really like those calls anyway, so that's private for us. Leading into library, we just call this whole room library. No real specific callouts in here.
This one actually is called library. The library on Cafe is called reading, and I always used to call it library, and I would get told off by the other casters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. But and then we call this gallery. It's the compass call as well. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
gallery and library. And then leading into, we just call this lobby. This is lobby. We call this the front door generally of the building.
Right.
And we don't really necessarily call out, like, this is just lobby. This kind of little area here.
And then back over
Even-
here is the main stairs, or the brown stairs, which leads up to study, just to kind of get that link up to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. We even we don't really have a call out for this room. This is just lobby. We haven't really needed one.
Okay.
So yeah, we just call this whole area, kind of area lobby. But this room we call art, which is compass call out as well.
Oh, nice. And there's the little Easter egg, the little Tachanka.
Yeah, I was about to say I should have waited to hit it, but I
You
didn't,
should
anyway.
have. Yeah, if you break the little statue,
I
you
didn't
can
even
see.
know about that.
You didn't?
I'll be honest. No.
It's one of my favorite Easter eggs. And there's a door here, just so people know. This door does lead outside, and then study is up there. Cool.
All right, and then we have piano. Nice and simple. Piano in
Cool.
the room. Compass call. Now, these hallways. I've heard a lot of things. I really don't know where some of them come from in ranked to some people, but I generally like what we generally call it. So I guess it's easy to start off here. So this big hallway with the massive carpet,
Yeah.
we call this bigs.
Bigs. All right.
So we already have a long call upstairs. So
Can't do long.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might do long here and then short here. But no, long, short already taken on this map.
well, what we do is we do bigs, and then not this bit. We call this bit smalls.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we just call this connecting bit split.
Okay. So bigs, split, smalls.
Yep. So that's what we do.
So what do you call this window then? Would you call this split window?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And then we touched on this earlier. Bottom red, we call this hell because we call top of it heaven. So heaven and hell above each other.
And then this wine barrel right here, me and Raven call trying to open up an entrance onto the map for about 1 million years by knifing holes in the floor.
That was fantastic though.
Yeah, good old late night siege quick matches. So I think that's all the callouts. You want to go back? Oh no, we missed this room here.
You didn't do memorial or actual bike.
So what do you call this?
Okay, so it's memorial and encompass what we call this cloth actually. So
Alright.
this is the the
I've
cloth
also
of
heard
the-
sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, sheets is a good call. I really like that. Just like cloth really. I like both.
Yep.
And then this is what we call bike.
Because there are bikes in there.
It's called bicycle storage. So yeah, this is what we call bike.
Right. And not a lot of people realize this wall right here is actually destructible. And it leads to hell. Bottom red.
And you can vault back up as well.
I've also
Yeah.
heard this room called jail.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
jail
A
is
few times. Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty good call as well.
Cool. All right, we only have 1 minute, but I feel like it was worth just going over the whole call-outs. Got any 1 minute tips
I have
for the kitchen?
I have a neat evil eye actually I wanted to show you, which I've seen used a couple of times.
Well, I
It's
can't,
one in
can't
kitchen.
show it. Where is it? I tried to... Ooh, whoa. Hello.
So you put it on the range hood and you open up like just a line of sight in China, and this evil eye can see the entrance from pantry. You can see most of the entrance over to laundry as well. And then you also see the entrance into sheets. So it's like really good intel evil eye.
I'm going to try and get my drone on there so I can...
Drone ready.
See the POV? Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon you can land on top of that.
I am on top of the evil eye now. Yeah. I like that one. I actually haven't seen that one before. Raven, why haven't you told me
it's
this earlier?
quite neat.
15 seconds
I don't
left.
usually play Maestro much on this. But it's a good one.
10 seconds remaining. Friendly last operator.
Didn't even give me a chance, did he?
5 seconds.
No!
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Ravens having none of that.
So Alex just accused me of saving strats.
And that's how you use Maverick, guys.
That's how you use Maverick? That's how not to use Maverick. It takes like 5 seconds to kill someone with that thing.
I think it's even longer. It's actually
Really?
ridiculous.
And then we also have 200 HP on this
Yeah.
lobby, so...
Alright. Who are you this time, Raven?
I just got ordered onto Mozzie, so...
Cool. Very nice. Alright, so...
We need to locate a bomb.
Kitchen. Is this,
Yeah.
what's the philosophy here? Like, maybe let's go from a defensive perspective first, because I feel like in ranked, you're probably picking this side if you've just, like, won 2 rounds in a row. And you want to make sure you don't lose that lead and then give your opponent a chance. So let's say you're playing ranked, you're just up 2-0, you've won stat, you've won AVG. How are you going to be defending this kitchen site?
So yeah, like most sites on the first floor, on a map with a second floor, vertical presence above you is generally going to be your biggest worry. If the attackers get a hold of that, and that's basically what you want to try and counter. So, again, like most, like a lot of siege, kind of bomb sites and maps, it's all revolved around kind of vertical play and just control of that. So if you're defending, you generally want to be extending upstairs and maybe trying to rear the stat walls and just have a soft room upstairs, waste some time. So if the attackers do get control of the above, hopefully they don't have enough time to utilize all the angles and kind of push everyone out of position on the site. And yeah.
All right. So your main key here is roaming above, so that they can't open up all the floor on the attacking side. So roaming is really the key to this side. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You definitely need to have at least one person on side. Maybe even 2. Pulse is obviously very strong for the site. He feeds so much info onto Master, Walk-In, all of Master Balk, all from the safety of the site. So Pulse is generally a must pick on this side most of the time. So definitely looking to playing him if you're here.
All right. Do you want to talk?
yeah.
Do you want to talk attack then? If that's most of your takeaways for defense.
Yeah, so most of the time for attack, you just want to be basically, working on gaining that vertical control, and then soft breaching the side after you have it. So again, just a nice safe entry from the balcony onto Master, droning entries in, jumping into Walk-In is generally very good because you can't get C4'd initially, although what you need to watch out for is a lot of people like to do this, is they make holes here to throw a C4 up through the holes and actually kill you when you're on the hard bar here, so you definitely need to watch out for that. And yeah,
That terrified me.
you definitely need to, if you're on soft floor, kind of move fast or be aware of maybe C4s below you, like a pulse calling a position. So yeah, it's definitely a struggle to kind of take top floor if a team is trying to heavy C4 onto you. Maybe if that's the case, you might try and look at taking it horizontally, but most of the time you should be good to kind of work on taking top floor as a team in matchmaking, ranked and stuff. Another position, if you're trying to take top, maybe have one person kind of work the head's balcony. Just as pressure from here. Maybe if the person in D is distracted from, you know, the pressure from Master or the pressure from Astro, you can maybe jump in and make a play or kind of just hold rotates on this side.
Yep.
So yeah, you're like just getting a pinch on upstairs really is what you want to try and be aiming for. Failing an Astro window if people are playing an Astro, etc, etc.
So once you've got top floor control, you've mentioned vertical play. Where am I meant to be opening up here, and what am I trying to achieve?
Okay, so after kind of taking top, I would say the easiest entry after that, maybe a hard breach, should be looking to go down here into laundry and maybe trying to get that laundry wall open. Just to get more access onto the site, more line of sight. And basically, maybe trying to look for a planet music is not a bad idea for most people. So, if you're soft breaching, the first thing you basically want to be doing is maybe walking above here, getting music kind of cleared out, so your hard breach maybe enter laundry.
So now I can see kind of that couch position. I know some people try to push aggressively onto that laundry door. You can kind of pressure that from here.
Definitely. And then yeah, just knowing what correlates to below is really important. So right above this area is Tetris, so a lot of people like to play behind that in dining, so denying that can be good for your team.
There's a lot of thick beams here. This is pretty tough.
Yeah, so actually Sledge is actually a lot better on this map, in my opinion, because when you actually sledge the floor, it's just nice. It's a nice clean square.
Yeah,
Kind of, it gets all messy with bar a lot of the time. If someone's playing in cloth and you want to maybe push them out and kill them, this would correlate to the cloth vertical around twins here. So that's where all cloth is.
That said, that you can't get them if they're all the way in that corner on the east side. Like Raven, can you go stand at east side of cloths?
Over like here.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I can barely see you, right? I actually just
Probably from my
can't.
toes, right?
That's actually where this angle comes into play. I was just about to mention it. So if you come into DR,
I love that angle.
do you have two Rios, Raven?
I do.
Can you Rio the cloth to Biggs wall?
I can.
So this generally is reared by most defenders on the site, just because it's, if it was left soft and the team were to get that open from living, it would give a lot of access into the site. So that's generally reared, but a fun trick, well, yeah, a good trick that you should use when attacking this to try and kill people on the site is actually soft breaching above this reinforcement.
Let's go back upstairs. I just wanted to show how much of because I couldn't actually see the reinforced part when I was up top. But yeah, there's a lot of it that is unreinforced at the top. It's like a third of it.
Yeah, definitely, and it offers massive line of sight onto our cloth. So, especially if someone's here holding this angle, and maybe you buck above dining, and that person goes to move, they might run into cloth into you. So, just working with your team on holding people in positions when they go to soft breach above them can definitely net a lot of kills, or just getting that open to people unsuspecting. You can maybe get a kill onto them. So, definitely good to know.
Yeah, wow, and that shows how important this really is. You know, it does cut off so much opportunity there. No Raven.
Jeez.
Don't try and steal my drone and wag it in my face.
And then, yeah, the last bit of vertical is in this bathroom. This is all above the island and kitchen and kind of around that pantry door.
That's all.
It's so depressing. So yeah, so basically bathroom is below like kitchen, and then leading into Astro. This is kind of where the fridge is, kind of just around this area, right there. That's where the fridge is.
Yeah.
And this hatch is above backstairs.
So would you open this hatch to prevent anyone flanking?
Yeah, having this. I mean, as a defender, if you're holding above, you wouldn't really want to reinforce this, because it offers you a way to drop. Maybe if you need to drop, it also is a quick rotation back to site if maybe your team was to rush site. So yeah, like it doesn't really hinder the defenders too much on site if this is left open. So
I've got a question. What hatches would you knock out? So what hatches would you open for a kitchen defense? And this is one of them, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, if you play up top, if you rear the stat walls and maybe playing DR, having that hatch open is good. Also, having the mast hatch and the laundry open is good if you're holding above, because if teams ignore you, then you could, again, use the map control that you're holding to work against the enemy team. So you could hold laundry if you're your team. if you don't get pushed above. But I guess maybe if you're just doing a more simple setup, you don't really want to hold above. You just want to kind of do a simple setup and go for C4s. Maybe you could look into reinforcing maybe the laundry hatch.
Yeah.
It just depends how you want to play it, I guess. I would probably recommend just trying to play above though.
Okay.
Where the stat walls. So yeah.
Cool. Is that basically everything for this attack and defense? So you basically, on the defense, you would probably want to be roaming, maybe have 1 or 2 players on site. Tetris is a strong position. Also, at Fridge is a really strong position. And from an attacking perspective, you want to take this top floor, open up these angles, and take out anyone you can on site, and get back to the take down the objective and plant.
Yeah, I mean, the last little bit, I guess, would just be the importance of pantry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that basically be the only little thing, but it is really important for this site.
All right. We kind of missed out on talking pantry then. I don't think we actually went through it in callouts either. Do you want to really quickly do that before we close the game?
Oh, true. Yeah, we actually didn't. Yeah. So you can kind of I guess pantry is like another kind of way to work your way onto site. Like laundry, it could be a good access point. Depending if maybe there's a roamer in basement that could easily flank you. We'll see what that looks like once we're in. There's a staircase from basement that leads up there, and that connects into kitchen. So that's all connected. But yeah, if your team decides to maybe enter pantry, it is really accessible from outside. There's a window that kind of drops onto the stairs.
And that's this window over here, kind of near the spawn as well.
Well, yeah, there's 2 windows, yeah. So that's one that repels onto it. There's also another one here.
Oh, yeah.
Which drops into the stairs. So generally, a good way to enter this would be actually through the basement, which I haven't even really gone over. So this is the garage. There's actually a soft wall here, which you can sledge. Maybe just drone yourself in, kind of drone the initial parts of basement.
There's an angry lady staring at me.
Try and make sure then,
Come down here, Raven. Come down. Come down here.
There's not going to be a direct roamer kind of onto you.
Just use your gadget. You had your teeth out before. It was crazy.
Yeah, she grits
her teeth.
Look at that.
She hears some of the stuff she yells out too, man. She's
not safe. Not safe for work.
Definitely feisty.
Sorry. Yeah. So you need to drone out. We haven't really talked about this basement at all, but it's a bit of a rat way. It's a bit of a maze.
Definitely a bit of a maze. Not a lot of gameplay happens here because in ranked, the only objective is bomb, and there's no bomb sites down here. So generally, you don't really need to know that much about basement. Just know that people can come up red stairs, can come up back stairs, can come up pantry stairs from basement, and know about those rotates really.
Cool. There is a hatch as well.
Yeah, there's a hatch. But yeah, entering pantry. So this is pantry. The stairs leading to the basement, and then this is kitchen. So it is really quick and fast access onto the bomb side. You definitely want to be reinforcing this wall if you're on defense, defending kitchen, as that can offer a lot of angles into the site from that window or from outside for the safety of the attackers. So yeah, but maybe your team's taken above, maybe you've worked your way into pantry, maybe you've drawn a guy at the fridge and you've got your team to open above it. If you kill that guy, maybe someone's with you to cover. You can run in and maybe plant the island. This is another good spot to plant, depending on the map control you have.
While you're planting, your head is actually... So just crouch down. While you're crouching, I can see your head and kill you, even from quite far back. But as soon as you start planting...
Your head gets lowered.
Yeah, and I can't actually see you anymore.
Yeah. Which is very good to know, because it also ties in on the maps plan upstairs in AVG. Your head gets lowered below the actual map itself, so... yeah. But yeah, that's basically, that, planting music, depending on...
Would you plant there? Which side?
It just basically depends, because on the China wall, most teams reinforce one wall, so you can actually plan a reinforcement if you need to. But a lot of teams actually, yeah, open up the walls like that, like you've done. So you basically just need to communicate with your team, understand what's being held. If an enemy can't go China, you can maybe plan here, just on this music wall. So you just need to figure out a good spot to plant with your team. Another good spot to plant, maybe they are in China. Maybe your team's denied cloth and they're in there, but maybe they're coming from China and Zulu side. And you've already cleared out kitchen. You could run into Tetris. This is a really good spot to plant. Really, really well covered from China side.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for me to hit you from sheets, but you can do it, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah. And yeah.
Cool. Is that everything for Villa you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, basically that's most of it, I'd say.
All right. Can you come and smack Raven's sheet out of the way so I can sledgehammer him?
I'm not done with you.
No whipping out your gun, all right, Raven. That's not fair.
Hey, you're out of juice now. That's it.
Oh, what do you mean that's not fair?
You're out of juice now, mate.
Oh, damn
Oh
it.
no. I'm
Get on it.
Op 4 neutralized.
That's teamwork right there. Well done.
Yeah, that was scary. Not gonna
Cool.
lie.
All right. Raven, anything else you wanted to go on Villa before we just jump out and talk Maverick?
I don't think so, to be honest. I think we covered heaps of stuff. Yeah, no, nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
All right. I'm going to jump out back into the operator menu. We can go over Maverick's loadout.
Yes. I got random picked on the thermite, of course I did.
Nice.
It's Destiny. The game knows. All right, so I'm in the operator menu right now. Firstly, it says Maverick is a 3-speed, 1 armor operator. His special ability is the Breaching Torch. So maybe run me through kind of like his general loadout.
Okay, so he's got 2 ARs to choose from, 2 main weapons, being the M4, and then his DMR, the AR-15. Just the way Siege works with the one-shot headshot mechanic, and that tying into a lot of gunfights won and lost just based off headshots, high rate of fire and good damage if you don't headshot is obviously good, so you basically want to be picking the M4 every single time over DMRs, just based off that mechanic. So definitely want to be picking the M4 there.
Right.
And then the attachments are basically just personal preference, like a lot of attachments are in this game. Depending on what aspect ratio you play, or if you see things better stretched or kind of zoomed out, you might want to play a ×1 sight if you're on 4.3 or something, or if you like ACOGs and play ACOGs, so whatever sight you want there. The barrel is completely personal preference as well.
What do you run?
I run flash. I run flash on most of my weapons. Yeah, that's what I like, the recoil control most of the time.
It's pretty much like muzzle brake if it's the first shot that's throwing you off. I actually have muzzle brake on because I'm running the angled grip and the hollow sight. But I think I've run flash in the past as well. So muzzle brake just mitigates mostly the first shot. Compensator doesn't really help with the first shot, but it helps with the overall spray pattern, makes it a bit tighter. And then flash is kind of like a little bit of both.
Yeah. Flash
and
is like the best of both worlds. And
With what you said about muzzle, though, I mean, like, it helps predominantly with the first shot, but that also means that the entire recoil pattern is also lower overall.
yes, because it's all shifted down that amount that your first shot has.
It just negates that first bullet's kick, which is usually the biggest for most guns.
Yeah, it also actually reduces the elasticity time, so that's how long it takes for your gun to reset between bursts, which I didn't know until I watched an episode of some podcast where one of the developers was on there. You've also got extended barrel and suppressor. Are they ones you would consider sometimes, Diesel?
extended barrel, definitely not. Maverick's gun does a lot of damage by itself, so just being able to control that recoil really well, you'll be able to win most of your engagements generally. Suppressor, I mean, hey, like, if you hit heads and, you know, I don't know, like, you might want to run it. It's pretty fun sometimes just to run it for memes. It actually looks pretty cool on Maverick as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maverick Suppressor is awesome. It's like straps and
Yeah, it's
stuff.
pretty neat. It really, the recoil is quite dramatic, though, if you're not using flash or muzzle.
Yeah.
Like, looking at the recoil patterns, like, it's actually quite a difference.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so you basically just want to be running, like, flash, muzzle, or comp, really.
What about the grips? You have the choice of angled or vertical here.
Yeah, again, personal preference. If you don't struggle with recoil that much, angled is maybe for you. I don't know, I don't really like it when it zooms in too much, so I just kind of like the recoil with vertical. I always run vertical on like all my guns, so
A true support player.
Yeah, I'm not kind of, my gunfights aren't won and lost based off like a quick second ADS most of the time, so I just need to be able to be steady, hit the shots when I have to, and I generally have pretty controlled environments in my gunfights, so yeah.
And laser?
No, I wouldn't recommend laser. You'd never be hip firing with this weapon, so it would just be giving away your position. So yeah, no laser.
Alright, cool. So that's the M4. He doesn't actually get any choice for his secondary. It's just the 1911 TAC Ops, which is 50 damage and 8 rounds in the magazine, and you count the 1 in the chamber, it's 9 rounds total. So, you know, when there's no choice here, maybe just the suppressor versus muzzle brake and the laser sight. Any thoughts there? What's preference?
I mean, the pistol doesn't have that much recoil if you actually wanted to run the suppressor. I mean, I don't really see the point of it though, so I just run muzzle just to make the recoil better. There's no reason not to. And I actually run laser on all my pistols. I generally, like, most of the times if I actually need to get my pistol out, it's maybe a bit of an awkward engagement. We're both out of magazines and it's a bit close, so I can maybe hip fire sometimes, honestly. Just spam hip fire, like, depending on what's happening. So yeah, I just run laser. I don't know, just a little thing of mine. You definitely don't have to, though.
I actually do that as well, funnily enough. I don't know where that came from.
Me
but
too.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then for secondary gadgets, he can choose frag grenades or claymores. What's your thought process between choosing this?
So you definitely want to be picking frag grenades on Maverick. Frag grenades are amazing in this game. Just using utility and making sure your team's working around it, basically holding if they try to run away from that nade, or just, you know, that's how you're going to be like progressing through the round, like getting those kills. So the amount of operators with nades nowadays is pretty low. So yeah, if you're playing a hard breach with nades, it's just a bonus. It's a really strong kit. You definitely want to be bringing those.
Cool. And then aside from that, his gadget is the breaching torch, which we saw you demonstrate a little bit earlier, opening some soft hatches and trying to kill Raven unsuccessfully. But let's jump in the game and actually see how we can really show off that gadget. So we're gonna have to remake the lobby. Raven, do you wanna?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Cheers. Yeah. Do you have a preference of map here?
Yeah, we'll do club.
All right.
It'll be way easier to do it on kennels and stuff.
Yeah. So, tell me about Maverick as an operator. Like, what is his role? If you're bringing Maverick, like, what is your job?
Okay, so Maverick's really useful because he's just like a one-man army, really. Well, not a one. Well, so basically, Maverick can use his blowtorch in such a way that makes a hard reinforced wall lose its reinforcement and basically just leave the soft part. And in conjunction with obviously your team getting that open for you after you've done that is really strong to counteract a Thatcher ban, or, you know, maybe just a team that's like tricking the wall and it's going to be an awkward juggle between Thermite, Thatcher, maybe Zoe stunning him off, or, you know, like all these other operators that need utility. that need to work on the wall together. Maverick can just Mav trick the wall and soft breach it open, so it's very, very strong.
Cool. I think that'd be maybe a bit of a surprise to people who haven't watched pro play or maybe haven't played at the higher levels. By the way, I sent you an invite, so feel free to jump in.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people look at Maverick and they think, oh, he's got this little blowtorch. He can make little holes in any wall, including reinforced walls. But what you're talking about, it's not really like making a little hole to try and peek through. It's actually using the Maverick torch as a replacement for a thermite or a Hibana or an ACE to completely open a wall.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what a lot of people just do with Mav. They kind of just Mav the wall and then maybe peek the wall straight after in such a little small hole, so the defenders are only looking at one little thing. So generally they will probably die peeking that because it's such a small little hole for the defenders to watch. So yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I don't blame people for doing that if they don't know anything about the game. It's just, if you actually know how to use them, he's incredibly strong.
Why don't we do a little bit of a what not to do first? Can you reinforce one panel of the wall, Raven, and I'll make a little rotate so we can both walk on either side. And then Diesel, maybe let's do like a gunfight where like Diesel, your job is to make a little hole and try and kill Raven, and Raven's job is just to try and kill you, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, okay.
I wish I went a better operator.
What are you?
I went smoke. I could solve it.
Oh, you got SMG-11. That's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe not as many bullets as you'd want. Yeah, and what we'll do after I'll make the... Actually, in fact, you don't even need me to make the rotate. You can just kill me straight off the bat so I can spectate you.
Yeah.
Keep pedaling, guys.
There. It's like trying to power a house in Tasmania.
It's definitely happens sometimes in scrims. It's just a bit of a sit and wait.
Nice.
So we're just gonna catch up.
Enjoy the music. Oh, actually, I realized. Yeah, you don't have any music. I forgot about that. I forgot to change the topic. Maverick tips we're on to now. Yeah, I noticed the ping. You've got your ping is actually it's 27 now. It's actually not bad. So you're out in WA, so you usually don't have a great ping.
It alternates in the scoreboard, but when you actually load in, it'll be like 50.
Right.
Yeah, 50.
10 seconds.
All right, so let's use this is Clubhouse. We did Clubhouse in our very first episode with Vinny from Sinister when we were talking about IQ. If you want to watch that episode, I recommend going and checking out Rainbow Six ANZ YouTube. Do it.
Operator remaining.
I felt like
just
Senator
one
Palpatine.
You want to reinforce the whole wall.
Oh, actually, it doesn't matter now. You can do both. I just was gonna do one wall so that I could kind of like sit on either side and just have a look between. But it might be easier if you just do both and then yeah. So to reiterate to chat, what we are doing right now is demonstrating. Not necessarily what not to do with Maverick, but maybe one of the way that most people might think Maverick is useful, but this isn't actually his best use. And it's very dangerous. So Diesel's going to try and open a little peek hole and try and kill Raven on the other side. And we're going to demonstrate that this is actually not very favorable to Maverick.
Yeah, so I've seen this happen a lot. Maybe Raven's sitting in TV somewhere. There he is. I've droned him. I'm like, oh, okay. There's a guy there. I might go up to the wall, Mav it like that, and I'm dead. So yeah, when you're having a hole like that, you're just putting your head in the hole. It's a really small hole. Even if I were to get my gun out in time, I'm putting my head in like a little hole that defenders know that that's what my head has to be to see through the hole. So it's just incredibly defender decided making a hole like that, and it will be hard to get the kill.
All right, now we're going to demonstrate maybe what actually to do this time. So I've got the box, so I can sit next to you and open up the wall afterwards or what have you. But maybe it's better to actually watch it from first person view. So maybe it's better if if you just kill me straight out.
Yeah.
5 seconds to insertion.
We need a sacrificial lamb sometimes, you know.
You must locate and defuse a bomb.
Oh, Raven's even shotgun the wall at all.
Down
Just
to
a
one
touch.
friendly.
Just a touch.
We'll get more advanced with those holes
Yeah.
Trying to make your life difficult, Diesel.
If I'm a Mav, I'm gonna want probably my soft breacher with me, ready to just watch holes that I guess I'll explain in a sec, but if you want to make one of the walls soft, the first thing you should do is work on the top first, because obviously there's not going to be an operator that tall to look down through the holes onto you, so...
So the philosophy here is that there's actually this this thing in the game where if you Maverick, if you destroy the reinforcement all the way at the top, all the way along, and then all the way at the bottom, all the way along, the reinforced part of the wall will just disappear and all will be left is the wood.
Yes. Correct. So, basically, you can take your time working on the top. The biggest thing about doing this is kind of these edges where the reinforcement is, these kind of like, just like, you know, the edges, basically. You need those destroyed, and a lot of people don't destroy them properly. You'll get a distinguishable sound cue when you destroy them as well, so when I start, I generally just take my time, because a lot of people would start going to the left after that, but this little bit here, you need to get rid of that. And that's the sound cue there, of that getting destroyed. And then, depending on what your sense is, how fast or slow it is, you might need to aim in, or if you're really fast, you need to make sure it's smooth. I generally just un-ADS with the actual blowtorch, and I just go across nice and smooth, so... Nice and smooth across. Again, if you've missed something, you just take your time, doing the top, and then you just stand back and just basically make sure it's a nice clean hole, really.
So you have to make sure that you've got all the way across for one single reinforcement panel. So you're not actually doing both walls here, because obviously this is two different reinforcements that the defenders have put up, and you have to make sure that you do at least one reinforcement width from one side to the other.
Yeah, so just one clean hole, and then just definitely focused on getting rid of these kind of side edges. And then yeah, so the top's nice and easy. If you do it up high, you can't get peeked down onto. You don't really want to try and make a hole big enough for them to throw C4s out of, or something like that. And yeah, if the wall's, say, electrified and you're standing, you won't get zapped by the wall either. So it's generally why standing's good. And then this is where I'd get a teammate to help me, because teammates, or the enemies, will maybe try and peek onto you, mapping the walls, so you just need to be working with your team, making sure they're watching the bottom holes, because that's when you're most exposed.
So someone can stand on the other side, or maybe go prone as a defender and sit back there and look through these holes as they as they open it up and try and shoot you, just like Raven did earlier.
Yeah, so exactly. So I basically just start by, again, just making sure that's nice and clean, just getting that on the side. And then what I generally do is you want to stay on, kind of, you don't want to be like head on, if that makes sense. You don't want to be head on going like that, because you're obviously going to be seen as you make the hole. So you kind of want to be hugging the side, and then just ready to go nice and smooth across. So, and then you might miss a bit.
Yeah.
And that's where you just, like, especially when the wall's messed up, this is where you just take your time, make sure your teammate's covering you.
So you want someone maybe repelling there? Or?
Yeah, so me and Emo do this a lot, so if I've missed a bit, Emo will kind of just ping it for me.
Why don't you demonstrate the repel option, actually? Just the angle.
Yeah. So you can go like this. And just, if anyone's trying to peek like that in the middle of TV, you can just kind of kill them. Most of the time, you'll get peeked from red, which is just on the right. So repelling like that, just to watch in the red, is actually really useful. And yeah, so you just gotta take your time, you know, make sure you're not exposing yourself, get your teammate to ping anything you missed, and you just quickly go back, out of crouch and move away like that, until it's done. So that's that, and then this video. That's the wall soft.
Magic.
Definitely could have been smoother, but it's never going to be easy in a game, so...
Look at that.
Yeah. And then Raven's just straight part of the wall after the Rio's gone.
Yeah, so usually you would have like a Zofia or a Buck or someone to get rid of that wall afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't want to walk up to it with a sledge, so yeah, projectiles are generally the way to go. Buck, Zof, Ash.
So why would you pick a Maverick instead of a Thermite or a Hibana? Because this seems like it's a lot more work than just walking up and placing a Thermite charge.
Well, again, if Maverick's up, especially on a map like Club, you generally want to be playing him because it's just saving a lot of kind of dancing with the utility, really, to work on getting an actual water null off the wall. Because if it's Thermite or Hibana, the electricity and the jammers on the wall from mute can literally deny the hard breach on the wall. So if you're playing them, you'd need to bring a Thatcher. If Thatcher was banned, you'd maybe need to go below, buck up, destroy the jam of the battery, the Cade, maybe nade from the TV window. It's just a lot more coordinated effort to get the wall open with those two, whereas Mav can just solo, get the wall open with his blowtorch and help with a teammate maybe, make sure he's not dying from aggressive peaks, and then that's the wall.
So what you're saying is one of the main reasons you pick Maverick instead of AEST or Hibana or Thermite is that those operators can all get countered by things like bandit batteries and electroclaws from Qaid or mute jammers, and Maverick just bypasses all of that and does everything himself.
Yep, exactly.
So you don't even need a Thatcher with the Maverick?
No, not necessarily. Not to get the wall open, no. Thatcher's just always useful for other utility, but yeah, not to get the wall.
Cool. Are there any other examples of walls where maybe you would do this?
On this map?
In general, like, maybe, yeah, on this map for one.
Okay, well, Clubhouse is definitely a Maverick-oriented map. Basically, any exterior wall where you're like, you know, you're safe from maving the wall, because defenders won't be outside unless they're running out or putting themselves at high risk to kill you. So, definitely you'll see people maving this wall a lot on the TV, over on the gym bomb site, hot tub wall on that side of the map. That wall will get maved a lot. You'll see it on Consulate Garage, Border on Armory Wall, or even the Customs Wall, maybe. You can see it on Villa on the Statue Wall. It applies to a lot of maps, so yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you wanted to show about this trick? Or I know we want to do hatches at some point. I don't know if you have enough fuel for that. Maybe some counters to this as well. I'm guessing, Raven, you wanted to touch on that?
Yeah. That's definitely what I was about to say, is we should go over some counters too, because especially this area of using this trick, it's there's always people trying to counter it in some way.
Yeah.
So yeah, a big one is like shotgunning, not a bit big, but like sporadically along the bottom.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to explain why that is, Diesel?
So for sure. So the way Raven's done is actually really good. If you're a defender and you know a team's playing Mav, shotgunning like this to alternate from just complete the metal to like the wood, back to the metal of the Rio. When you actually go to Mav, it just makes it it just doesn't make it a smooth line going across. It just breaks that line if you're trying to go like that as such, and you'll get, you know, a big part missing and very annoying to deal with. Yeah, as a Mav, if the walls jumbled like that, going from soft to a hole, and yeah.
So how would you deal with that if you see that happen on a wall? And maybe we can, if you want to do that next round, we can, because I only got a minute left. There's not much wall left.
That's where you come into play, actually, as the buck or the sledge.
Yeah, cool. Well, maybe we don't kill me next round.
No. So Raven can mess up the wall again, and yeah, we can see how to work around it.
Easy.
And afterwards, Raven, you can demonstrate the gas stuff.
Yes.
We need to locate a bomb. 10
Yes,
seconds
definitely
to
some creative ways to
Annoy
try
Maverick
and
players.
annoy Maverick. Yes.
Maverick is one of the... Like, there's a lot that can go wrong when you're playing Maverick, but he's so powerful if you get everything right.
Exactly. So it's just a fine line, really. Okay, so Raven's done this pretty well. So yeah, again, as we see, the metal of the Rio to the soft wall. It's going to be really awkward to map that smoothly, so what you're going to need is a buck or a sledge to come along and basically just clean up the wall for you and just make 2 full lines, getting rid of all that soft bit of the wall, all the plywood really. And that's good enough.
Do I need to get rid of the middle at all for you?
I would leave the middle because once the wall disappears, if that's completely open, I might be exposed.
Right.
So I might leave that bit for now. I'll generally put, like, that's what we try and do a little. So yeah, just take your time mapping the top again. And it should be a lot smoother than going across the plywood. Unless, as Raven's doing, a pesky smoke is just trying to ruin your day and just stop, like, you getting the wall.
I'm gonna go inside cache and inside CCTV and have a look at what Raven's doing here, because now Raven, you're demonstrating an effective counter to this Maverick trick that we're talking about. What's the process? What's the process here?
So, because of the way the smoke propagates or the gas propagates, it will go through this wall as the Maverick is working on it. So you want to get it close to the wall. If it's electrified, this is really important. If it is electrified by a Kaid electric claw still or a bandit charge, you want to place it a little further away. But generally, if it's not and the Maverick's just going at it, I try and get it just as close to the wall as possible.
But you don't actually put it on the wall.
No, because generally, like, when the gas grenade goes off, it creates a cloud up and outwards. So if it's on the wall, a lot more of that cloud actually gets projected away from it.
Right.
So you can get it to go deeper if it's just in front of the wall.
The best way to think of the smoke propagating is basically it's a hemisphere, and whatever the surface you throw it on, that's the base of the hemisphere. So
right.
if you want it to cloud left and right, you need to throw it on a perpendicular surface to that.
So you might draw like half a circle around, like let's say Raven puts it there, I draw like a bit of a semicircle around it, including outside because the smoke isn't disrupted at all by the wall. So Diesel, why don't you try and do the bottom, or finish off the top and then try and do the bottom, and I'm going to watch Raven try to disrupt it and see how it affects you, because I can see your health in the top left corner of my screen as well.
Yeah. So you want me to just keep going through that whole thing?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. And then I'd have to back up because that's obviously done a lot of damage to me.
Yeah, wow. And you didn't even finish it, and you almost you lost half your HP there.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, he's on 200 HP as well.
Yeah, true. So he would be dead by now.
I took a bit of damage to that, but yeah, definitely near death at least off that. So yeah, basically, if you're a Mav and a smoke trying to do that to you, you just need to be patient. Even a thing I've done in the past in officials and stuff is just I've gone up to the wall, started to Mav it, and baited the smoke, and managed to get away with no ticks or maybe 1 tick of smoke damage. So, yeah, you just got to be smart with it.
It sounds like that's a really common recurring theme here for you, Diesel, talking about the... can you finish it? I want to look at you when I'm talking to you. It feels like a common recurring theme is patience here with Maverick.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you're careless and, you know, trying to maybe panicking a little, mapping the wall, like you're just gonna panic and basically get yourself killed. So you just need to be calm, just be patient. You need to focus on being really smooth with the blowtorch and just take your time getting the wall open. Because it'll pay dividends for your team.
Do you want to do a hatch now? Oh, we don't have any recall. So
yeah, we don't have
You'll have to restart round.
I did not deserve that.
Just another thing, as Raven is saying, when the wall is electrified, you can't throw smokes too close, otherwise it will get zapped.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people try and do nowadays, it was happening in, well, we voted and we're ready for it in the Knights game. If the wall's not zapped, a lot of people throw C4s on the wall, ready for the wall to go soft.
Right.
So as soon as they go soft, they detonate the C4 and try and kill the Mavs. So, we saw Knights were doing that in previous games, and we're ready to... Emo was ready to drone out the C4 and for me to Mav the actual C4 off by giving me yellow thing.
So what, do you have any gas left, Raven?
I don't. No,
Oh,
I don't.
okay. Let's say my drone is a C4. I know. Let's say it's got to be at the bottom, of course. So you would actually just like drone it out, and you would say, oh, it's at the bottom in the middle, and then from the other side, you would just Maverick it.
Yeah, that was that plan at least. We weren't running an IQ for that map, so that was our plan. Or
Okay.
just
Can you try and kill the
Try
drone?
and-
It's gonna work.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so easy. So you barely have to like make the hole, and it just gets destroyed straight away.
I mean, yeah, like if you're running a Thermite, a Mav, and an IQ, and you don't want to Mav trick the wall, maybe you're not good at it, or you know, you just don't really want to do it, or do you get your IQ to point out where the Cade is? Maybe the Cade's on the wall. Depending on what elo in, you can come and Mav the claw off and maybe Thermite the wall or something. So there's always that route you can take.
So Maverick can function to replace Thermite here with actually opening the wall, but it does take time, and if you want, you can just use him to replace Thatcher to remove the utility from the wall instead, and then have your Thermite or Hibana open it up.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's jammers or batteries, you'll be able to definitely get it because they have to be placed on the actual wall at the bottom. So if you know what jam is, maybe there, you just have a little hole, shoot the jammer. That's the jammer off. But generally with Cades, they'll be in really annoying positions around the wall, so
Yeah.
that's generally when you want to try and look at the Mav tricking the wall. Maybe with a Thatcher band and the team's running a Cade, so...
So how do you avoid taking damage to the electricity from the wall if you're trying to do this?
Okay, so your Thatcher's band and they're running Cade, so you're mapping the wall. Standing's really easy, because again, no pressure from inside, really. They can't peek onto you if you do it high enough, so my biggest tip would just be do it as high as possible, take your time, no worries there, just stand away from the wall. And then on the bottom, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you're probably going to have to take a little bit of electricity damage just to ensure you're not exposing yourself too much to angles, maybe from in the sight of
Right.
defenders peeking onto you.
And that's because you have to kind of play close to the wall
You
because you're
located a
trying
bomb.
to be on an angle rather than directly in front, as we demonstrated. That gets you killed. Maybe it'd be easier to be further back if you're directly in front, but on the angle it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
So hatch next.
yeah, sure.
Oh damn it!
Friendly operator remaining.
It may not be flashed though.
Oh no,
Op 4
I wasn't ready for
eliminated
that.
all
I was dip firing, mate.
Raven always
I
sweats in the end of rounds.
What do you mean?
I love to see it, to be honest. I love to see it on the smoke. Actually, if Raven plays Kadia, it'd be
Yeah.
good as well because
Do you want me to go church?
yeah, we'll do Moto, I reckon. Because
Cool.
a lot of people take damage on the
I'm
hatches
gonna,
as well.
I'm gonna go IQ
sometimes.
if that's all right, so I can spot the claw.
Yep.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. 10 seconds to insertion.
So do you always spawn main gate on Clubhouse? I just noticed you always pick that one.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I do most of the time, unless we've identified something.
Mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
It's just generally like where I basically need to go off spawn for our initial early rounds.
Okay.
So,
You located a bomb.
say,
There's a claw right here, so it's not even on the hatch. You can't just destroy it.
yeah, and that's generally how you should be cating the hatches as well, especially with a Thatcher ban, because there is no other way to get the hatch open other than mapping it unless you maybe try and nade the claw off from vertical and short, but that's a
You
lot of,
located a
again,
bomb.
Yeah.
a lot of distraction from actually getting the hatch open. So yeah, basically, when I get hatches open, I tend to not really ADS on walls, and just try and use my movement. But on hatches,
Do you want to finish me off so that you can, so I can spectate it?
oh yeah.
Friendly last operator.
So I feel like it's
standing.
generally easier to ADS on hatches. And yeah, especially when you're mapping Moto, and also the claw on it. You don't want to get, so if you get too close, you're gonna get shocked, obviously, like that. So you don't want to be too close. But also, you don't want to be close for the reason of the defenders maybe picking up through your map holes. So, what I generally like to do is, I like to start on this side of the motor hatch because I want to be finishing on this side like this because the defenders should be back in church by then.
Okay.
If I'm finishing on this side, they should be back in that side, so I shouldn't be getting peeked from here unless they're asking for a death wish, and I'll get my teammate to get ready to kill them as the hatch gets opened.
So you have to be careful not getting shot up through the hatch by defenders in the same way that you have to be worried when you're doing this on reinforcements.
Exactly. So you just gotta be aware. I like to ADS when I Mav, and I just like to generally move with my arrow keys as well.
So the goal here is we're trying to actually destroy the hatch. We're not trying to unreinforce it like we do on walls. And if you don't have a Hibana or a thermite to get these hatches, you can do it with the Maverick. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how to actually do it. So you're trying to aim. Are you aiming to do like 2 different sides, 3 different sides?
Yeah. So the best way to destroy them as fast as possible, basically just going on the edges. And just, again, you want to make sure it's nice and smooth. Make sure there's no kind of black reinforcement bit connecting to the edge. If you see that silver line, it's good. So yeah, you just want to take your time. Make sure you're not getting peeked up through the holes. Make sure it's a nice, smooth line. And just finishing like that. And you should be able to do it in 2.5 if you've done it correctly. Even more. So that's 2 3/4 basically. And yeah, that's hatch open.
Nice one, Raven. So this is a great way if, let's say...
The game. It's nights, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Hayward was trying to throw a C4 up from there when I was here. In the game. Nothing hatch open.
So this maybe is something you would do if you ban Thatcher, or if they're running a Cade or something. Is that the thought process?
Yeah, definitely. Because even when Thatcher's up, playing Cade is actually really useful for basement because a lot of people like to use Hibana charges to get hatches open, understandably. But if you play the Cade correctly, you can actually force the other team to use 2 whole EMPs just to get 1 hatch open with Hibana. Which is a lot of investment because it can protect other utility that you want to keep up, maybe ADSs or maybe water null for the church wall, and they only have 1 ADS, 1 EMP, sorry. So forcing the team to use the EMPs with Cade is actually really useful. So if Mav's up and you play Mav, you could keep all your EMPs up potentially, and yeah, you're just getting the hatch open by yourself, one-man army.
That said, it does take a lot of your fuel, so maybe if you do a bit of practice at this, you might be able to get, what, 2 hatches open?
Yeah, you should definitely be able to get 2 if you do it right. So you get 5 whole canisters, like 1 full and then 4 reserve. I have 2 3/4 reserve right now, so it took 2 1/4 to get that hatch open. So you should be able to get 2 if you do it right.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to show us on Maverick? Maybe any particular ways to use his nades or any other ways to use the breaching torch?
Not particularly, just knowing how to Mav hatches and walls. Again, like with any nade op, just when you use your nades, coordinate with your team. Ask for ADSs to be burned. People to hold positions when you get a nade. Say if maybe Raven's in that corner on the left of the door as he looks at it, and I know he's there, like maybe nade to make him move or get the kill. And just, yeah, using your nade smartly, using your blowtorch smartly. You're a really important asset to the team on Maverick. You're a hard breach for them, so you need to be confident in using it, and yeah, make sure you're coordinating with the team.
Cool. Anything from you, Raven? Otherwise, I'm happy to just jump into quick match.
Yeah, no, personally, I've not played actually a whole lot of Maverick. So, to be honest, I learned a couple of things out of that.
Same.
But, yeah, no, I don't have anything to add, to be honest.
Awesome. All right, 1v1.
Oh, boy.
200 HP Cade.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a lot of damage there, but yeah, 200 HP. Awesome. All right, let's do some quick match. So, Diesel, I know it's already 10, so I mean, I don't know. What's the time difference? What time is it for you?
It's only 8 for me.
8 for you, all right. So, I mean, we've been going 2 hours so far. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of Q&A here. So, anyone in chat, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, feel free to just ask any questions of myself, of Raven, or of Diesel. And yeah, we're going to do some quick match in the meanwhile, and hopefully put some of these techniques to practical use in quick match, where I'm sure Maverick will shine.
Yeah, definitely Maverick in the quick match is gonna be a struggle.
I invited you, by the way, Raven.
Yeah, coming.
I was actually doing some serious strats in quick match the other night. It was fantastic. My particular favorite was castle on villa to do the LFO strat for living. And we won that round. And someone on the other team actually recognized that it was the LFO strat. I don't know who it was.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sweaty. Not gonna lie.
Oh, just the fact they recognized it is actually...
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty surreal. Would you recommend ACOG or Holo for 4-3 users? Because I find it hard to use ACOG, says Peep from YouTube. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, if I was a 4-3 player, I mean, it depends on the role you're on, but generally, I think, playing a lot of entry roles, 4-3 is really strong on. Maybe like some kind of roles like that. I really think ACOG's really good for hard breach, so, and I wouldn't run an ACOG on 4-3 to answer the question, so yeah. If I was running 4-3, I'd generally be on more entry kind of roles, maybe like more roles looking to the floor and stuff, so yeah, I'd probably run Holo on 4-3.
Nice. I'm actually a 3-2 player, which is kind of like halfway between 4-3 and 16-9.
I am on 3-2 right now as well.
Oh, look at us.
3-2 gang, rise up.
We're meeting so many 3-2 players now. I switch between ACOG and Holo a lot. Yeah, I'm definitely an advocate for it depends on the situation.
I was on 16-10 for the longest time, but yeah, just need to swap it up.
Yep.
We actually got quite a lot of questions here.
I tried 5-4 as well, and
that's like
much.
That's super stretched, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's quite stretched.
It's
yeah.
horrendous.
That's
pretty
4-3.
Jeez. Magic Cast. Hello, Shane. How's it going? There's a question for Diesel.
Shane.
Who is that crazy Aussie cheering for you in Tokoname?
That was definitely Shane. Definitely Shane. Going off in the audience with Adele and
Nick
company.
and Job were there as well. Nick from
Yeah.
Snowball and Job,
5 seconds
who was
to
with
go.
Red Bull at the time. Yeah, good times.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
We love Shane.
I'm gonna do my best to find something to Maverick trick, but I don't think I will. They do have a Kaid though, so that's something.
They know. They're onto it.
They're onto it. They're avid viewers of Late Night Siege.
Reload!
Nice cav play, dude.
Just down the cab.
Thank God. I didn't want to get interrogated.
We actually got quite. Oh, I'm gonna Maverick trick the wall. Anyone want to come help me and Maverick trick armory wall?
They reinforced the armory?
Yeah, I know.
I'll come around, mate.
Oops, I messed it up a little bit.
Set up a claymore for... Oh. Is there an impact somewhere?
I'll try and hold your security flank.
There's a little thing halfway
Yeah.
through. No, I'm actually not going to go prone. I usually go prone, but can someone watching my armory? Yeah, nice.
One on the
Someone's
wall,
gonna
one on
peek-
the wall.
Someone's
Might go
definitely
door.
going to peek me.
Yeah, I got it.
It's an armory. Red Rye is on it.
Can't watch the door very easily.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, good
Now
job,
we just
bro.
got to actually destroy it with no soft breach, because as a
Raven
fear,
is on
died.
base. You just shoot it with the Kali. The caliber will destroy that.
Yeah, but that's shit a lot.
Rook.
Yeah, this-
I just
Yeah,
used
what?
you as bait, dude. Oh, there's another one!
Diffuser.
Whereabouts?
Office? No, like the little office, sorry, desk. It's a Frost. You can win that. Easy. Surely Pistol did.
They're both on the other side of site.
Oh, apparently they're on site.
In a new patch, Carly's getting the
CRX.
Machine?
Oh no, sorry, the SPS and G9. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the clutch. So that's right. Yeah.
So good.
How did this guy get back to side so quick?
What a frost man.
Oh.
Hey, Brad. Thanks for fucking putting me down, mate.
I have chat turned off, so I don't know if they're talking to you in chat.
Oh, dude.
Nah, he
Oh,
said, hey, like, see, have a good one.
4 last standing.
So, a couple other questions we got. What do you guys think? Sorry, if you're 18, what's the best way of finding a good team and getting your name out there? Now, Diesel, this was you, right? This was you once.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't exactly. Raven is sharp on the Carly. Oh my god.
Like,
Get him
you
in.
guys saw that.
Get him in. Get him in. Yeah, no one's speaking. Yeah, so, you know, I didn't play with a lot of people. Ranked kind of just does my head in. Even back then, before I even played comps, so I just knew I was gonna wait until I was 18 and try and do competitive itself. And yeah, I just I played ranked with my mates that I actually enjoyed playing with, and I just made YouTube videos in such a way. I'll try and coordinate with my mates in ranked, and just try and include maybe the comms or just things I wanted to show, maybe good traits, good comms, or maybe just I don't know, good map knowledge or something. And yeah, but if not, just try and reach out to other people. Definitely, you want to work on just traits that you'd need in any competitive team environment or just any work environment in general. Just be very, what's the word? Just work well with people. Like, have a good attitude, take criticism. Just all the general stuff, really.
10 seconds
Yeah.
before insertion.
I hope that answers the
Hopefully, you
question.
find some like-minded people, because that's
In 5 seconds.
all you want.
On the topic of ranked as well, like I'm not sure if I brought it up on the show before.
Found a bomb.
This is
Make your way to
this
its
is a common thing
location.
in video games. People call it elo anxiety, and it's basically where like you get so stressed about ranked games because you're gonna win or lose elo that people often struggle to improve or they struggle to play well. So getting over elo anxiety is a really big step to being a competitive player because it helps you just deal with pressure and general anxiety.
Oh, we catered the wall. That's not going to stop you,
Where did
mate.
they peek you from, by the way? Was that office?
It's alright, I got it.
Tell us, yeah. I was going for the 3-piece feed.
We're
There
gonna
you go.
bridge. Yeah, I'm a pro at this. What do you know? Oh,
You
he's
could
gonna do
cook
it.
the nade in such a way. Oh, he's helping you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kaid.
No! I had to fuse well, just so you know.
I'm gonna get this.
Frag grenade out.
No, that's my drone though.
Reloading.
They have a
What?
rotate at, They have
Hey,
a rotate to the
Thermite,
left.
can you help me out? Just shoot the wall.
Oh! He just headshot that guy. That shouldn't have taken the second shot.
Flashbangs.
Oh my! He's in the frost mat.
Alright, we're using the
mess.
second nade.
Above.
Don't go in.
Vertical.
Frag grenade out.
I think it was
Hey,
vertical,
they've got
yeah.
the tele windows holes. They're not messing around.
Alright, I'm going
That guy's the
around.
one that ran out of break room and got me.
Let's relocate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, whatever this room is, vents to workshop.
Mozzie was an office dev.
Do you have my workshop cam?
No, it's gone.
It was on the railing?
The Mozzie.
Oh wow.
No, it's gone. That one's gone.
Wow.
They're not messing around, mate.
They really aren't.
This is
I
an
put
amateur
it all the
hour
way
game.
up there. Yeah.
Metal stairs, top off. He's whiffing a lot with pistol. I'm confused.
I'll just shoot some cap up. He's on the left.
Maybe he did on purpose.
Oh, he was loving it.
Down.
Nice one, dude.
Bye, boy.
Death cage, mate. None of that. Kickstart charm is pretty clean dev. I'll give you that.
What, my Maverick?
Yeah. With the Fnatic skin. Bit of a
Oh,
clean
yeah.
setup. Mate,
Oh,
dev
no.
is all over it.
Have you got breaching charges, Twitch?
Go.
Nah, he's got claim.
No.
They're in wire somewhere. Where's that wire? It's like waiting. I think it was bathroom.
I think it's Tellus Hall. Yeah, it is.
Down to one friendly.
Red Rye is peeking and T's not dying. He's winning.
He dead now.
Not against Dev though.
Oh, I almost flicked him!
Been eliminated.
If he was standing.
Oh no.
Diesel, there's a question from Adele. What's your favorite Pro League team outside of ANZ?
Oh, that is a good question. Honestly, it'd probably be Virtus Pro right now. I really enjoy watching them play. They play the game really, really well. And
Who was that, sorry?
Virtus Pro,
Oh, yeah.
even when they were back on fours, yeah, they have a really good understanding of the game, and when they play, they all look like they're just completely in sync and like react well with each other, push off each other. It's probably just uncommed like things as well. Just I think they have a lot of synergy together. They play really well together, and they have a lot of good players on
Secure
their
the
team.
area.
So
Keep the bombs protected.
I think they're awesome.
For those that don't know, that's Virtus Pro in the European League. They are all Russian, right? I'm pretty sure they're all Russian.
Pretty sure they were.
Yeah, I think they're all Russian.
You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna double this up.
Changing mags.
I'm gonna
Position device.
I am
an
getting
electric
spotted
door.
upstairs.
No. It's not gonna hit it.
Yen.
10
Goes
seconds to
on.
insertion.
They're gonna be able to shoot that one.
It'll slow them down.
Oh no,
5 seconds
Damn it.
left.
These cams are elite.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Camera activated.
Actually, you know what? I could probably put one on the other side of that.
Thermite is outside Tellers with Zoph, with Thatcher. Oh my god!
So many
They're sorted! Boys, they're sorted! Oh my god.
Oh, they got the wall open.
They sure did.
Thatcher.
I almost had the perfect Kaid. Do I go for a C4 yeet then?
I might be punching in Ben.
Protected if you remain in this area.
Oh, they're watching for those ones.
Therm go.
Oh,
Why is that open? Oh, you jumped out?
Oh yeah, I jumped out office. There was someone watching for it there.
he's on the roof. He's on the roof.
No.
They know what they're doing, these guys.
The most attack sudden angle in the game. I'm not winning this. Boys.
Yeah, he's actually off the roof now. There's 3 of them at Tellers. Oh no, all 4 of them there.
What?
One's repelled, and then there's 3 on the ground.
Where's the guy repelled?
I don't know how to call that, eh? It's like the extended building away from the balcony.
What?
You will
Nice.
not spot
What? What was he looking at?
Out the front of B side, watch out.
Oh, bus,
think he was
bus.
looking down
Just top
towards
bus. Thermite's top bus. He's
Bus?
watching AC. He's on AC now. He's at the window, crouch height, middle of it. Jumped in. Nice.
Nice.
I did
The other 2 Tellers wall.
one Op 4 remaining.
One outside
Let's
Teller's
go.
wall. Teller's wall.
Yeah.
Left side. Twitch. Yeah, far back now. Nice.
Op 4
These are some elite cameras, Diesel.
And it's sharp. And it's sharp.
So guys, has a question for, let's say all of us. Predictions for the Six Masters Grand Final matchup.
Definitely not Wildcard.
I don't like predicting and stuff for him, but
They're out in 2.
look, I hope we're in it. I want to be in it, you know. And then I think Sinister really have a well-rounded roster. They've been playing to improve for a long time now, and now they're finally, I think, on their way. They play really well. They don't play really structured. They play structured and they adapt well. So that's how you should play Siege. And yeah, they're doing well this season. It's good to see. So I feel like that'd be a good game, especially a rematch from the first game of the season where we've both
Secure the bombs.
kind of improved since then. I think.
Yeah.
I
I
completely
find
agree with that.
I find it really hard to split Sinister and Akami.
Reloading on ammo.
I know that you guys did a lot better against Akami than you did against Sinister, but Sinister and Akami drew each other, so
Yeah.
I find it difficult to be able to call out who will come on ahead of that match.
Attila is active.
You know, Akami.
10
Akami
seconds left.
have always been kind of just generally improving over the seasons, and everyone on the team can step up when needed. So if they're on the
You must
they're playing well on the
protect your
day,
bombs from being defused by
definitely
Op
challenge. So watch out for that.
Walls done.
Someone said I just got Twitch. Any suggestions for Rainbow Six streamers? Do you stream Diesel? I remember when you joined Wildcard, you were gonna stream.
They took the lead.
The plan was to, but I don't play the game too much outside of scrims nowadays, so I don't stream at all really now. Good streamers to watch. If you think of pro players, I really like Easily. He's really funny as well.
Yes. Yes.
So that's a big vouch. Easily, Vast.
Switching mag.
Definitely get in Vast streams when he's streaming from Elevate.
Here on Twitch.
It's great ANZ content. Red when he streams from Elevate. Ipisal streams from Akami. Vinny streams from Sinister. There's a lot of good ANZ streams actually to watch, so yeah. Get around it.
Oh. That should be.
Definitely get around it. That's grim. I've just been zoning out this round.
I'm gonna die.
Apparently it's been a half bomb.
Oh, I got you, buddy. I got
Thank you,
you.
Dev.
Fuse is below, watch out.
What?
Still on out there.
Oh, nice shot there. On the repel.
Calling in. Oh, Alibi just missed it. Okay, so Armory Breach, I think, is one. Potentially.
This is open? What the?
Yeah.
These aren't the casual games I play, boys.
I mean, you never played this map, do
I am
you?
not ready for this. These guys are on another level.
He's lit.
Last one's at Armory
Planning?
Breach.
Planning? He's planning.
bomb diffuser has been
got
successfully
this.
deployed.
Oh.
Mission failed.
Oh, it had to go
All friendlies were
3-3
eliminated.
or 2-2 overtime, right? This is a close game. These guys know what they're doing.
Ooh, clean.
Capital K clean. I'm interested to see how Knights will do in the playoffs, Six Masters. I think that's the team I'm really interested to hear about, because you know they were the team that only barely scraped through, and a team that struggled against some of the other tough opponents. So I'd like to see them. I'd like to see how they fare against Akami and Sinister. I think that'd be interesting.
Well, I think we're playing them first, so
Yeah, that's true. You can warm them up.
Double a limb though.
Secure the
so-
bombs.
it is double LM. It is correct.
Very exciting. No, I am going to bandit trick the armory wall, because these guys are definitely going to Thatcher it. Oh my god, I cannot aim.
Got the controller in. That's all you need. That's all you need to say.
Yeah,
I remember
sorry,
one
my
night-
controller ran out of batteries.
I remember one night we were playing casual and we literally plugged in the controllers, got on the 60 FOV, 60 hertz, and it was just
Oh, shit.
it was just unreal.
All reinforced.
quite a
It
unique
brought back
experience.
memories.
Counting.
How do I sub? I'm afraid we don't have subs enabled on this account, but if you are interested in keeping up to date, I highly recommend just following. Follow the Twitch account, follow the YouTube Rainbow Six ANZ, follow all of them, and yeah, it's the best way you can support.
You have entered an enemy-controlled area. Leave now.
They pushing
Yeah, no idea.
up. Sounds like near break.
Oh, there is one outside boss. Not anymore, there isn't.
Red Rye. Jackal was gonna crouch in the office, so... No, he went east.
There is one CC.
Go.
Oh,
No, Raven!
You will be detected if you remain.
I got him!
Oh my god.
I baited you.
Oh, she's in break. Here's soda.
If you remain in this zone, you will be.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Right.
shut up.
Hostiles
We don't
eliminated.
lose those ones.
I felt like a cag baiting the air jab. Everyone's just pushing up.
Supporting all my my pilot program teams, Empire outfit,
Oh, look at you go.
Navi, MP7.
What was the charm though?
I actually can't remember what I had for the charm. It's probably a team charm. I like to mix it up. Shane says, what is your favorite non-competitive map? Any votes here?
For Vela. Vela's really fun.
Yes. Yes. Favela is actually great. I
I mean-
swear, you just had to have been playing from back when it first came out to actually enjoy it. I think outside of that, so many people hate it.
It's nostalgic, you know?
I just love opening up
Yeah.
that glass angle, you know, in
Yeah.
the plant room.
The plant. Yeah.
Well said. My favorite thing to do on Favela was always that you run out on the roof and you do that C4 towards
Oh, I
the
hate
spawn.
that. I hate all the spawn picks on
it
that map.
used to-
I
it
used to do that
feel
back in
great,
the day.
man.
Oh,
But I guess Bank as well for non-competitive map.
yeah, well, you guys were one of the best Australian teams on Bank before it was removed from the pool.
Bank was just... I just thought Bank was really well balanced.
You know, Silex just brought up a good point in chat. Fresh message here. He said Bartlett is the dark horse map that's been ostracized.
Yeah.
And
Nah.
I mean, I was thinking about that. I used to have a little bit of fun on Bartlett. Like, it was a pain. I have had some fun games on it.
I used to play that map on console ranked. I don't know.
I do remember playing that map in ranked. That was a toughie, that one.
Oh,
What about favorite map in general? So including comp maps.
Consulate and Bank. I just think they're both really well balanced. Like, if a team is good at one of those maps, like, they won't, you know, they shouldn't struggle on attack or defense. They're just good at that map, you know what I mean?
Interesting that you put Bank in there.
I think Bank's one of the most well-balanced maps in the game. I can't believe they got rid of it.
Times.
I actually like Theme Park
I
in
used
terms
to
of comp
enjoy it.
maps.
Oh, me too.
I love playing
Teamwork
it.
is... Yeah, it's good.
I understand why at a competitive level it can be very difficult. Like, for example, when you guys play it, like, you guys really lean into the whole having tons of defensive utility, Wamai, Thatcher ban, like all that.
Advise your drone
And,
has
yeah.
located a bomb.
That's really challenging for some teams to deal with. So I understand why you might not like that kind of playstyle, but in ranked in particular, I really enjoy that map, and I like taking what I've seen the pros do and then putting that into ranked. I find that so good, so much fun.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Speaking
to go.
of Pro League, these guys are doing bars, and they're actually opening
5
up the wall into courtyard, so they know what they're doing.
Go off.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
I'll throw a cam out red window. Oh, two. One's a bait. Let's
Free
go.
play C4 installer as well, man. Oh my
I'll throw,
gosh.
I'll throw two cams out of red window. They're both on the floor. Hit blue window. And he opened the billiards window as well for pressure. I love to see it. I really love to see it.
I've been spotted.
I just one-tapped someone.
That is nasty.
I think that was Val. Oh, there's one cam.
There's another one over there.
Nice. Oh, she is there. It wasn't Valka killed then. She was at red window.
Launching drone.
C4.
I don't want to get Ellard.
Okay, what just happened?
Good. Yeet.
Repulsion device planted.
Okay, Alibi's kitchen. Oh. One at pink as well.
Do you call that pink?
Like over on pink.
'Cause I know. Okay. So when Jono joined our team, we call that pink and we call near the bomb pillows. The elevator like reverse, and Jono just could not wrap his head around it.
Ah, that must be a new thing, because like I swear I've always called it pink.
Okay, still kitchen. That's not Alibi.
Oh, there's an office. They have a shield in there.
Oh, you scared me, Diesel. One office?
Yeah, office.
I swear I hit the smoke so many times. I think I downed him. I'm pretty sure he's downed. Not downed. Now he's dead. Oh my god, man.
I think I spectated you for about 5 or 6 of those misses.
I don't classify them as misses, Devmarta. Just bullets that didn't quite hit the mark.
Here's a question I was actually going to ask you, Diesel, but Shane beat me to it. Thoughts on Yana and Oryx when they eventually make it in to the competitive scene?
Well, so I want to watch APAC North because they're going to be available from the start for those guys along with New Oregon. But yes, they will definitely have a place in the meta. I probably think Oryx more so than Yana, but I definitely think both will see play. Yana, especially on a map like Coastline, where you have a lot of flexibility with your attacking lineup, she is going to be awesome. She has nades, good ability, good guns.
Locate a bomb.
So yeah, that's going to be pretty insane. And then Oryx is just, I can't wait to see like innovations and just like pocket strats revolved around him maybe.
I feel like the Thai teams and the Brazilian teams are gonna love Oryx. Like they're gonna get really creative with him.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
I mean, the thing of Cag will just go off with Oryx.
Yeah,
We saw a little bit in the charity match.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't really watch that. Didn't watch much of that,
10 seconds.
so I didn't get to see a lot of it. I also want to see Oryx with the angled grip on the MP5. I think that's gonna be really good. Definitely get
That'll
me
look
playing
so
him more.
You've located a bomb.
After
Make
all
your way
those
to its
years
location
of Doc and
and defuse
Rook, that'll look so weird. He's putting the shield down.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I got deleted by that bandit. That really did not work out for me.
Bomb has been located.
Nice one.
I think that's it. Oh no, Rook's in public. He didn't react when I told him. Oh well.
Does that mean?
Diffuser
Oh,
is
security.
no longer in your possession.
I like this strat. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Getting spotted.
Lobby.
This is gonna be a Kobe.
Cover me! Reloading!
Loading thunder.
Swords had to
The
drop
diffuser
somewhere.
is now
Might have been
one op
sunrise.
4 remaining.
Oh, I got the kit. He's cast it out if he's in there.
Yeah, I
That's
think it
grim.
is.
That is grim for him.
Diffuser is online and active.
Diesel.
Nice.
4 eliminated.
Go off.
Friendly mission successful.
You reckon Reworked House is going to be better than the original? I think it's going to be different. There's definitely a lot of nostalgia value with the old house, but the new one definitely is a lot more. There's a lot more options. I think it's had what 4 years worth of iterations on top of it, so I think that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that coming in.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the new one, to be honest. I enjoyed it when I played it a bit on TTS.
I'm playing my DLC ult.
What? Because you
it's
never
my
play this
DLC.
usually. you don't get to touch Jaeger usually.
Yeah. I used to play it on one variation for our coast pen defense. I played it in Pro League last season, I think. That was the only time I played Jaeger in comp, I think.
Protect the bombs.
So yeah, that's a joke. This is my DLC ult in ranked. Ouch.
Bomb location.
I love the Road to 6 Invitational Mozzie outfit. It's one of my favorite. And you can see the gloves and stuff in first person. It's so good. Love it. Oh, everyone's strutting out. I love it.
Yeah, we've got the
Pretty good strat sessions for like quick match, you know?
Down to 5 seconds.
we got the Akami strat here with the Janko.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
That was kind of insane. He has an angle on that. That's crazy.
Ready to rock someone.
Oh god, they're gloves.
Where's that Glazzy boy?
I think he's outside the service, maybe?
Yeah. The two.
Setting this. My toxic babes are in position.
If you remain in
they
the
got
zone,
the
you
default
will
outside
be
service,
detected by
so-
hostiles.
They're probably out there.
I don't see anyone outside
You have
service.
entered an enemy-controlled area. Leave now. You will be detected if you remain in
Must
this
be on the
area.
roof, like on the shed.
I hope not. I think they're in.
I don't think he is.
Definitely think Ash is in. They're
No,
definitely
she's
in.
dead.
They're planning.
Glaz is
Critical bomb diffuser activated.
shooting you from
Remain in
outside.
the zone,
He
you will be
missed.
detected by hostiles. You have been spotted. Located a diffuser. Destroy it.
No. On the side kitchen window. Go off, Janko. Run out red, mate. We need to trade.
Op 4, last
Last one's
operator
outside.
standing.
It's Glaz.
You sticking it?
Do it. God, I'm distracting him.
Bomb diffusing device.
Oh, that's what I'm doing too.
Mission successful.
Where was he, man? Where
It was way out this van thing.
Jeez.
Question for all of you: what's your all-time favorite weapon? That's a tough one. If the Type 89 had more bullets, it'd probably be that one. PDW-9 from Jackal is so good. I love that gun.
It's a bit of a pea shooter, I'll be honest.
I put suppressor on it too
Oh my god.
for extra style points.
Trying to think what would be my favorite gun.
Bearing 9. Love
Old
the
recoil
Bearing
bearing 9 was just nuts.
See, I
Yeah.
think I would say original Para Capital would have been my favorite gun.
Oh my god, he was so good.
Yeah,
so
that used to be so fun to use. It's still good, but like, it's not the same.
That
Once
used to
you
be like a
taste it.
truck.
I mean, it does hit like a truck. It does 48 damage now.
I swear it had faster rate of fire when he first came out. He was like,
Yeah.
Did
yeah,
it actually?
his gun
Faster
was so
fire
good.
rate and higher damage, I think also.
It surely didn't do higher damage than what it
so
does now.
good.
It's 48 now.
I'm pretty sure it did.
It got. I think it got nerfed at some point. to less damage, but it's 48 now. Like, surely it wasn't like, if it's above 50 damage, then that's 2 hit to a 3 armor, so it's definitely not that much higher.
I'm still thinking about this favorite gun thing though. Like, what would actually be my favorite gun?
There's
Maybe just
old.
the L8. I don't know.
Yeah,
Such
go
an
to
easy
Zoff.
gun to use.
Consistent.
Diesel did just wanted to let you know that the Cats came away with a 50+ point win.
He's going to be very happy with that. Is Rain. He watched the whole thing, I can guarantee it, and he loved every bit of it. So, you had a good night, Rain. Well done, mate. They were playing against the Hawks as well, so that was definitely a grudge match.
Dev knows what you're talking about.
Oh, do people in Hobart not watch AFL?
No, they do. Of course they do. People love it down here, man.
It's more so cricket in Taz, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we definitely get actually a decent amount of international cricket down here, so that
Yeah.
does seem to be more popular.
Yeah, well, a lot of I feel like half the teams
Secure
in
the
the
area,
league
keep the
are
bombs
based within
protected.
like an hour of me and my house.
AFL.
Yeah. Got like Hawthorne, Geelong, all that. Collingwood.
I think with the best gun though, it's definitely there was old SMG12, there was old Ash with ACOG, there was old Ella when she was a monster. There was old
50-year-old.
SMG11. Like the list goes on.
Ready for assault.
So many to choose from, I think.
Speed up.
What about not just like OP, but like, you
Down
know,
to 10 seconds.
current state guns, and not just like the best gun, but your favorite gun. Like, for example, for me, I think it is the Bearing 9 because like, I like the Bearing 9 because I have confidence in it. I know I can get kills with it, but other people can't, and other people struggle with it, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, I guess a bonus skip for me then because people say like, oh, bonus recoil's a bit like not that good. I'm just like, what? Like,
Yeah,
no,
same.
there's no way. It just must be a gun you need to like play and just all the time. The one are just insane.
Surveying.
That guy just walked into that. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Raven.
Activated.
I really wanted to look at your backside anyway.
The control hatch is open.
One cafe and one bunks.
How many theme park games were in the season? Because I know
Pretty sure it was
We-
3. Was all of yours?
Yeah, three,
maybe
I think.
maybe one.
no way. Was it just us that played it? Surely
Yeah,
not.
everyone picked it against you.
No,
I
not
know.
just you guys though. But
Magnet ready.
was it you guys? Oh, maybe it was just you guys.
And definitely
I
everyone
have
kept
to see
picking
now.
it. And
Oh,
like
there's another one in there.
we played still on it
Oh
and
no, I'm
just like
sorry! I'm so sorry!
all the boys just like did not know the call outs. Like
Oh, no.
we're just like miscalling everything. I'm just like, guys, like, come on. It's still taking a while to become second nature, I'll be honest. Easy on you.
It's been that way. It's been that way casting it as well. I think the first time it came up, I remember. I think Guz.
No.
Last
Oh.
operator standing.
Thought I
He
had
just
that.
We were
collabed.
both like,
He went off.
50-50 on callouts for this, but
I walked into that,
Yeah.
he collided me.
Yeah, this would
Okay.
be. This one would be hard with callouts. Casting because it's just like it's pushing into the hallway and there's like so many hallways and it's just like yellow hall and then I don't know. There's so many hallways, and those are the calls that like, you know, people were kind of like forgetting just how like filler calls for hallways and stuff.
there was a question also. Which operator do you want to see get an elite set?
Op 4
most.
has located a
You
bomb.
want to
You
get
know what
the
to do.
most. That doesn't come up already, obviously.
That is tough.
Op 4 eliminated.
Nice.
Mission
I need to
successful.
look at the operators.
Yeah, I feel the same. What do we have just then? Cat can. I think all of these guys have elite sets except for Wemai, all the ones we just picked.
Dude, so many people have them.
Fence. Oh, I reckon a Vigil Elite would be pretty cool.
Maybe Castle. Castle doesn't get enough love
Oh,
with his
true.
cosmetics.
Yeah,
He has
that's a
like
good
no
point.
cosmetics.
Mozzie.
It's actually crazy.
We'll see a Mozzie elite.
So
I
that's what
mean-
Shane said is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Maybe they could do another one for Smoke, maybe?
Yeah, Warden.
Ev-
Yeah, you're a smoke main, so of course you're gonna say that.
Everyone was just so keen on getting like was it like a Plague Doctor one for Smoke?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely
An
do.
Assassin's Creed one.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I think Vigil or Maestro probably be the two that I'd be like quite excited about.
Maestro would be a bit of a Chad, not gonna lie.
Yeah, something tells me it'd be like something like super gangster or something like that. Real like Italian mafia.
Yeah, yeah. Italian mafia boss, that'd be sick. The Godfather. That kind of thing.
What did you do, Dev?
It's a great question.
Secure the bomb.
It was Cluesy. It was all on
It's 'cause he's
Cluesy.
being killed. Game was thinking about whether to kick you out or not.
Well, I was avenged. Thatcher deleted me while trying to shoot someone else.
Anyways,
so-
what you have to do is actually just put a massive rotate on the side here.
Oh no!
Two.
Yeah, so you
Now-
put rotates everywhere, do
Advised,
you?
a bomb location has been compromised.
Okay, found bomb A. Where's that drone? I
Now
want
you
it.
can move around really freely and like really comfortably.
Pissed. Hit a drone and hacked it.
Down to 10 seconds.
Hey, I got it! It was in the drone
5
hole.
seconds.
I'm gonna chuck it on site.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Oh my.
NS.
Oh well. You get that on the big jobs.
Oh no.
Nomad is outside the drug window. Just swinging.
How much do you reckon I can get away with here?
Oh, that cage is dead. Go for it.
Do
You
I?
might get him. If you make it over the thing.
Super tagged.
Oh my god. He went
have
close to the
entered
building to
enemy
reload
controlled
before he
area.
could Raven.
Leave
Oh, he's
now.
under.
He's only 45.
No!
One friendly
Oh
operator
no!
That was some timing.
Oh, Zafir Elite.
Pulse elite as well.
I just want to see
All
10
friendlies were
elite
eliminated.
operators in one lobby, you know? So I haven't seen like the 10 gold portraits.
Yeah, I have the Hibana elite, but I never use it because I love the Noah Ringo skin, the Noah Ringo hood too much. I wish I could have the Hibana elite animation with the Noah Ringo outfit.
I don't have a lot of whole lot of elite. Especially not on attacker operators. I think I've got them mostly on defenders.
Got some Finker love in chat as well.
Oh yeah.
Favorite operators, defense and attack. Diesel. Are you gonna say you're just your comp mains? The things you're known for?
Favorite mains and attack and defense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
We need to locate a
Hibana
bomb.
and Smoke, but I think or Old Buck. was really versatile for matchmaking, and old Mozzie as well, but they've obviously been nerfed, unfortunately. So yeah, probably just Hibana and Smoke.
Yeah, to be honest, they're probably my two as well. I love those operators so much. They are my... Actually, I think Valkyrie I have more hours on than Smoke now. And I wouldn't be surprised if IQ is overtaken. I'll actually check.
To go.
Yeah.
I play a lot of IQ these days.
I'd probably say Valkyrie's
5
up there as
seconds.
one of my favorite operators because I just love trying to find spots for her cams. It's just so
To
fun.
locate and defuse a bomb.
Yeah, that's definitely where watching comp will teach you some really useful Valk cams.
Hibana, Valk, Smoke, IQ are my top 4 in that order.
What site were these guys, by the way? You guys know?
That
No, I
drug.
don't actually.
Right, okay.
They castled that, no way. He's on top of it.
Do we reckon it's bonks?
No, they're drug.
Oh, okay.
You located a bomb.
Oh, hello. I guess that's why they castled that.
No way. Guy with the shield.
There's a rotate right there.
The shotgun.
1 op 4 remaining.
Oh.
Trades, good trades.
Located a
What?
bomb.
Jackal,
Oh,
hey!
Hello? I think he just got terrified because I dropped behind him. He just turns around.
Bomb diffusion initiated.
Oh.
Protect the diffuser.
I apologize if I killed Kev. It's hilarious.
He's in Satamari.
There you go. Op 4.
I want to try
Fire
and
data
shot.
loses those.
Death Cage apologized accordingly.
It's alright, Death Cage.
Voice. He said he got spooked.
I don't blame you.
Did you see him on, like, behind you though?
Was he behind me?
Kill Kev? Yeah, that's why it was hilarious.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't know, play. I might play some Fuse.
Do it. Practicing for Ace with the AK.
That's
Yeah,
why Heartbreak
apparently
is
that's slightly
always...
different.
Oh, really?
I saw a thumbnail on a YouTube video saying they were different. But I
That was
didn't watch
Rogue
the
9.
video.
I haven't actually watched the YouTube video yet.
We need to locate a bomb.
No, I have Black Ice on the AK. Yeah, that's just... Please don't.
So
I
what
don't
you're
have
telling
any
me is you're no
Black Eye.
longer a Thermite or Hibana player.
Look, Ace is very strong. I assume he's going to get nerfed before being allowed in comp, but we'll see.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Yeah, I love that gun though. I'm just glad that it is appearing on another attacker. That AK is just so nice.
Yeah, I swear Heartbreak just get all the best
10
guns.
seconds
Like,
to go.
they just get insane
Yeah.
weapons.
Thermite's gun. I love
5
using that
seconds
gun.
before insertion.
Oh, Bandit. You
Yeah,
would
that was
chase
the
my
one
gun.
gun, like, on old recalls wasn't that good, but on the new recalls it just got way better. When they did the massive recall overhaul back in the day.
Yeah, I watched some of my old clips with the old recoil and oh
It
boy.
definitely bounced.
Drone going up.
Yeah, man.
Ella was in cash. I think she's to the right.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Throwing frag!
Hard right's
I am
clear.
using all the right places.
Hard left is clear. How did that ADS not catch my nade?
That is Jacob.
Checking bathroom. Bathroom, Ella. I think she might be FO12. I'll mate her.
It does. I don't know if she's still close though.
She dead.
I'm getting... What? Where am I dying from? Hello?
It's alright, mate.
Control.
There's definitely one office.
Op 4 last stop.
And-
Office,
Go
last
off.
office.
Oh, I almost got it.
Oh, he's on
he
rotate.
blended in.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't see him rotate.
Watch that.
Oh.
Look at that with the sunlight.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
No way.
Nice outfit there, Ray.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I've always liked some of the cosmetics I've had on these.
Yeah, I've really
That
good ones for
Maverick view
Fuse.
goes off. That's a legendary, isn't it?
Is that?
I don't know. That looks cool though.
Oh, it's getting late. You guys want to do one more?
Yeah.
Always game.
Maybe we'll get Villa. Who knows?
You know full well that I can one more until 3 a.m.
I definitely know that. And that's the TLDR of why my sleep schedule is terrible.
Question 4, Diesel, favorite Pro League career moment?
Gee, that's a tough one. God, I don't know. There's a lot because like just playing at a Pro League finals or an invitational could be like considered that.
Yep.
Gee, I don't know. I think probably like the Maestro 2v5 that I did with Emo against Fnatic at the Oceania Cup final because that was like my first LAN. That was probably I don't know, my most enjoyable moment because I was actually really nervous in the EXT game in the semi because it was like first game ever on LAN. But
You guys
I was
slapped
actually-
in that game as well. Both of those. You slapped that whole event.
yeah, but in the final it was just like I don't know, I felt really composed for some reason, even though we're going up against like Fnatic and like I don't know, just felt good. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like we're gonna lose that round, and I was just like, I'm just gonna try and go up yellow and retake top boys, and then
Oh, was that when you got a ton of kills with the Alder through the floor?
yeah, the verticals, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. You got like 3 kills and people in the exact same spot. That's great.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Yeah, it was just a big moment because I think
Op 4
we went
located
5-0
the bomb.
up or something like that after that, so
Yeah.
it just was like massive momentum.
Op 4 has located
And,
the
yeah.
bomb.
What these
Get
guys
ready
saying?
for assault.
I don't know.
First he asked if we were stalking him, and I think he just asked something about if we want to play ranked.
Oh, I like this
Mate.
guy.
Ranked is beyond me. People in ranked are just too good at this game.
I think I saw it easily say it really well. He's like, once you become a pro player, you can't play ranked anymore, or something like that. I swear that's true, man. Like,
5 seconds and counting.
I'm a
Yeah,
ranked
like
fiend.
ranked just does my head
Stop.
in.
Can't get enough.
Does my head
Op
in.
4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
I think the key is like, if you play competitive still, and you're gonna play ranked, you have to approach it completely differently.
Dealer active.
I think Ash is rushing trophy. But yeah, you do. You gotta understand you're not in a controlled environment and you need to play way more independent
Protected
and
by hostiles.
whatnot.
I jumped out a random window and died.
Okay, reload, oh my god. Oh, if I think it...
What?
You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
NS?
I just thought it was a dead body.
Oh,
Left front door.
did I down the guy out of here? I did.
Killed a guy.
You will be detected if you
Go
remain in
off.
this area. One Op 4
Oh.
remaining.
Speak of.
Cold Zero.
You have entered an enemy
CS
controlled
player?
area. Leave now.
Not
Your
Cold
location
Zero.
is compromised.
Oh, it's the last guy alive.
Yeah.
Where is he?
The last guy alive is called Cold Zero.
He's in Master, it's a
You have
banner.
been spotted.
Death Cage is just going to campfire
Being
spawn.
spotted. Oh my god.
Hostiles eliminated.
Oof.
Oh, I thought that last shot was the kill. I'm like, no way. Ah, master bedroom. Yeah, it's together.
Oh, this is where I bring out the full sweat.
Mirror.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
master. Yeah. God, I remember watching our first Mind Freak back in the day. Chalet was always played in like the ANZ region, and it was just
Yes.
Yeah.
the mirror fight upstairs.
Like in library.
Yeah, and just in the master
the
hall
bombs.
and all that.
Yeah.
Playing at chimney with the mirror, like, oh my god. That was a bit OG.
Yeah, dude. That's so weird to think about this map. It's to be like on rotation.
This was like one of my main maps when I played comp. One that we scrimmed all the time.
This was the Joey G's kingdom, from what I heard. The Blackbeard Smoke Demon.
The entire game is
located a bomb.
Joey's.
JoeyG.tv. Know how to cut rotates as Blackbeard on this map, is what
Oh,
I heard.
yes. Yes, that's actually so true.
Little slime ball on
Located by
K9.
Op 4.
And-
Another player that was reading for us that I think was Shaq.
Camera activated.
Shaq used to always be the BB on K9 when he played for like Dead Set. I think they were Dead Set.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Oh, that is a throwback.
It's when like SMG had no recoil and stuff. Crazy.
Jeff Cage, do you have a reinforcement as well this year?
Hi.
Legend.
In the basement. He's probably gonna come up West Main.
Top 5 place?
I think one trophy.
One top 5 place.
Probably.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, top 5 place, Raven.
Oh, I almost flicked on him too. What are we nuts? Hey Diesel, you wanna stim me?
I was doing something cheeky.
Thanks, bro.
Another one, mate. Another one.
Cheers, bro. I can repeat this guy. Okay, look at that. I'm getting bombarded. Oh my god. He double concussed me, man. Okay, so 2 library side.
No, I got the mirror, it's fine.
Ellas at operator is really satisfying if you hit the shots, and then just awful.
He
AEST! If you don't. Like the way recoil works now.
I'm a bit worried about getting shot from that window.
Oh!
Was that?
I've done that a few times. I'm not surprised who's watching it. Chimney, chimney, chimney.
I'm on balcony.
Where's Benny Jim?
He just dropped off of office.
Surely he's gonna go
Oh,
trophy.
he's on this side. Yeah.
Compelling.
Master.
Oh! Oh!
Uh-oh, you jump into the sketch.
Where is that Zoph?
She's outside trophy on the floor. I'm not gonna pick that.
One
Oh
friendly operator
no!
remaining.
Did not think I'd showing any of my body there.
I love how you say you're not gonna pick that, and literally 2 seconds later you're yeeting out the window.
Nah, I mean like Dev was like I was holding picks on Dev. I was like, outside. Benny. Benny.
It's alright, we don't lose these, especially not when I'm playing Maverick.
Indeed. And he's gone. Just like that.
Ah,
See ya, Benny. We got Rigby now.
Digits in the chat.
He loves a
remember
good K9.
Do I remember watching EXC play Chalet back in the day? I think that was maybe a bit before their time.
My second ever cast was on Chalet. It was
nice.
Unico versus Unshaken.
oh, that was my game.
Yep.
I feel like I went off in that game actually.
Need to use your drone to locate
Can't remember,
a
to be
bomb.
honest. I've forgotten that you were in that. You were on Shaken, right?
Yeah, I'm shaken.
I
I
remember,
remember having a couple of big shallow games. I'm sure one of them was Unico.
yeah,
Drone has located a bomb.
it's bar.
I reckon, like, the best game in our region that's like just no one would know about. It's just like EXT versus Fnatic in Summer
Oh,
Series.
That was so good.
Yes, that was a great series.
EXT
That was
just
actually
like
so good.
had mental strats on bank, like that perfect fallback strategy on the roam.
10
That was actually
seconds
such a
to
good game. Jono went big on smoke one round. Sam
5
went off a
seconds
few
before
rounds. Everyone was going off. That was actually such a good game.
go. Located a bomb.
That ended up being an 8-7 third map as well, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, bro. I love matches that end like that. It's just so intense.
That was actually a classic, that game. They've barricaded blue.
Loading new mag.
Alright.
You have dropped the diffuser.
One doesn't want to get flanked up blue then. No, Dev, crawl. Crawl, Dev.
Watch it. Watch the run out. Watch the run out.
Oh, I don't think I could.
Yes. Should I wait up here?
Carly pushing behind this Monty.
Does Recruit have impact
Thank you,
grenades?
sir.
No way.
Drone active.
The diffuser
Does Recruit have
is
impact
down.
grenades? Surely not.
Recruit. No, Rook. Yeah, Rook does.
No, that was Recruit that jumped out though.
Oh, really? The bar's clear. Why am I droning?
That was a hatch.
Oh, if I didn't drone, then I wouldn't have got this guy.
I just got a 3K. That was clean. Oh, you're gonna see it too.
I think Raven's perma Carly for the squad. That's fine.
Not gonna lie, it's fun.
Cutie Point remembers the 15-1 Summer Series Darksider vs Mindfreak. I remember casting that game. It was amazing.
I think I remember that as well.
It was myself and Elastic casting, and we flew out to the studio just to cast that one game, if I'm not wrong.
Jeez.
And it was best of 5, in which the entire thing, it was 3 flawless maps for Fnatic, or Mindfreak at the time. And yeah, the boys won 1 round. It was the second last round, and I think Cutie
I remember it was
just...
console last map.
It was Cafe, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe. I remember console was played, I think.
Yeah,
Surely.
yeah. I can't
I remember like Mirror and Connector. I think it lost you 1v5'd.
Yes, yeah,
that
I
one?
think that was the first round or something.
We need to locate a bomb.
Lost you just like went off.
Yeah. Cutie would remember it better than me, but I think that like when Darksider finally won a round, Cutie said "yay" in chat or something.
Classic.
Dude, it was best of 9 back then. That is just so short when you think about it.
Yeah,
Best of 5.
yeah.
Drone has located a bomb.
We were talking to Brendan in production the other night about best of 5, and he was like, "I don't know if I've ever produced a best of 5." We really haven't had many in ANZ. I think it's like 2, right?
What about the Atletico versus Corvidae first ever LAN?
That was the one that I could remember. What else is there in?
Summer Series Grand Final. Oh, careful! Can you destroy that
that was
shield?
the last game.
Where's the shield?
Oh,
That was a
he's-
volcano. No way.
Oh yes!
I just downed the Kai, bro.
Big,
I can't
big
fix it.
skull. Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I didn't find.
Big sent it. What is he doing?
Dev. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to. Go up.
Onto
You know
muscle.
Do I do this smoke?
Recruits in muscle. We're gonna run into master.
What?
Like, push on muscle.
Oh, I saw him.
Oh, surely that kills him. The Goyo. I popped the Goyo.
4 eliminated. Friendly mission
He
successful.
moves when dead smoked.
He was like right on that Vulcan when I popped it. Very nice. I want to stop now. This is too much fun.
I hope you call them Vulcans because that's like, I think utility names are like really useful. We call them volcanoes, just like,
Isn't that longer
really
than Vulcan?
yeah, but like it's more identifiable. So
Yeah.
we just like go with volcano. But people just
yeah.
call it like Goyo Shield, and it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the problem is if you say there's a Goyo shield there, what if you abbreviate that to, there's a Goyo there, and then it's the age-old question, the operator or the gadget?
Yeah.
That happens so much with Maestros.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Mozzie as well.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
There's a Mozzie there.
There's a
Mozzie
pest
and Long.
there, or maybe you're just calling the other team a pest, who knows? Boys, I feel like we this can't go forever. So what I'm gonna do is jump back to the face cam screen, and we do our little outro. Got the dog with me too now, but he's had enough on camera time. He took all the show away from me on Six Masters this week, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Gonna lose your job over it soon, I reckon, Dev. Just get bed on the desk.
As soon as he figures out how to do play-by-play casting, I'm gone. Like, there's no chance I'll keep my job. So Diesel, I mean, it's been ages since we actually talked about it, but yeah, you guys won the online portion of Six Masters, so you guys going into playoffs pretty soon. It's going to be very exciting, I think, for your team going into that season, and this is like the next big opportunity for you guys to prove yourself. Yeah, I guess what are your main thoughts going into this finals and trying to get that number one spot?
Yeah, well, our expectations haven't really changed from the old roster. That was like, well, it was so disappointing to have such a bad season because the roster's generally done well in ANZ, so our expectations haven't changed. We want to, try and take out Six Masters, and we'll just be going into it like every other online game this season we've been going into. It's just its own game. We just need to go in there, try and win that game, and treat each opponent accordingly. So that's going to be the game plan, and yeah.
Yeah, nice. I think you got a pretty good shot at it. Now, we did go over Villa and Maverick tonight. Anyone interested in going that, you should probably rewind the VOD. You can check us out on YouTube, Rainbow Six ANZ. In fact, you can catch up on all of our past episodes. We've gone over Consulate, Clubhouse, IQ, Thatcher. I can't remember all the other ones. We did the new house as well, and we did Ace and Malusi on the test server. Mutes, Theme Park, Cafe, and Wamai. So if you go to our Twitch channel, Rainbow Six ANZ, or the YouTube channel, we've actually got a playlist over on YouTube where you can go and just look at them all in one place, Late Night Siege. So highly recommend that. We're going to have another episode next week as well at 8 p.m. on Friday nights. That's 8 p.m. AEST. And Six Masters, I usually would say Six Masters next week, but Six Masters is actually done now, well, at least the league phase. So yeah, we've just got the playoffs, and yeah, that'll be happening on. I'm actually not sure if the dates have been announced yet. So
it was in the ticker, and we talked about it on Thursday.
Perfect. So yeah, it's July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I believe. So yeah, make sure you tune into that. It's going to be broadcast on this channel and some others as well. Diesel, if people want to stay up to date with what's happening with you, where should they go?
Just on my Twitter, really. I'll probably tweet out if we have any like games coming up or our results and stuff, and just some stuff with a bit of like funny moments with the boys and stuff, hopefully. So yeah, just my Twitter, really. That's about it.
And I know you're not necessarily as active these days on it, but you mentioned your YouTube where you got noticed for getting into Rainbow Six. Is that worth plugging?
Yeah, sure. Diesel R6 on YouTube. I think the easiest way to find it would be my pinned tweet on my Twitter. I have like a comp highlight video, so that's probably the easiest way to find it. If anyone wants to watch some stuff, yeah, I guess.
Awesome. And I'm not sure if we told you this already, but we're going to give you a Year 5 Season Pass and a Six Masters t-shirt, which I'm actually wearing right now under my jacket. No, it's too difficult to show that.
Too cold in Melbourne, anyway.
Yeah, it's too cold in Melbourne. I don't want to get rid of the jacket anyway. So we're going to give you that stuff for coming on the show as a bit of a thank you. So yeah, I'll contact you afterwards about it as well. But aside from that, we'll be back next week. So thank you everyone who's tuned in tonight. Make sure you stay following Rainbow Six ANZ on all the social platforms, and we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Bye.
Too easy. Cheers, guys.